Darcy Charwa has a chance right now. He scores! The senior wins it. Darcy Charwa beats Robert Schultz, and ASU makes it 29 in a row over their rivals. Gives up the puck. Delinsky comes in on 3-on-2, has Murphy, drops it back for Cooney, scores! Perfect pass. Delinsky goes through the legs and finds Tom Cooney. That's going to be his first official goal as a Sun Devil. 2-on-1 chance for Arizona State in the final 25. Heckel with a great saucer. Delinsky scores! Wow, oh wow. Heckel to Delinsky, what a perfect feed. The defense played that well of Delaware, but a great saucer pass from Heckel. Now good spin move, Holstrom creates the space for himself. The freshman, perfect feed, Udez, thank you very much. Freshman to freshman, that one excellent for the Sun Devils. Holstrom.
Hello and welcome into Hell Frozen Over. Today we're going to preview the Delaware and NAU series. I'm joined here with head coach Greg Powers. I'm Allison Cummings. So talking right about last weekend's Oklahoma, that very first game went into overtime. Your boys pulled it through. How was that game for you?
It was good. You know, it was a tough day. It was, and we don't make excuses for playing poorly, but we played poorly. But I was proud of how they battled through a full day of travel, being up at 3 a.m. and at the airport by 4 a.m. and then flying straight there and getting a bite to eat and then going to the rink and we played like we had done that all day for about 55 minutes, and then we turned it on in the last 5, and Jordy popped a big one for us, and then Hex obviously came through in overtime. So we found a way to win, and sometimes you have to do that, and we did.
And while in Oklahoma, you picked up your 100th win as head coach Greg Powers, as all of you know him as. But what was the biggest takeaway from that series?
It was just sweeping a good team. UCO is very good. I mean, I think they're underranked. I think that they should probably be a top 6, top 7 team. They've beaten some very good teams. That's the first time they've been swept at home all year, and they've hosted Iowa State and Adrian and Lindenwood, and we were able to get the sweep. So tough team to beat, tough team to play against. They always are. Just really happy to go in there and get 3 wins.
And this Thursday and Friday, you'll be seeing Delaware. You haven't played them since 2011. How are you looking to approach that?
Yeah, we played them at the showcase back the year that they won the national championship, and we beat them in overtime. And Delaware is very good. I think they're going to be, if not the best, one of the best teams we play all year. Incredibly well coached team. Have a lot of respect for their coach and how they go about running their program and how he goes about coaching his team. So we know we have our hands full, and they're the type of program that are coming in here fully expecting to win, just like we are.
And you have a lot of really deep and talented players. What are the Lions going to look like for that game, if you know?
They're going to be a little mixed up. We got some guys out because for suspension for a violation of team rules, so we're going to be a little short-handed. But again, we have the luxury of doing that here now because we're so deep, and any combos I throw out there, and any lineup I throw out there, it doesn't matter who it is, we expect to win.
And the same for NAU. They are a Division II team, but no team is taken lightly for Arizona State. How are you looking to approach that one?
Well, NAU is a good hockey team. They split with our D2 team. They played U of A tough, and people found out how good U of A was last weekend in Oklahoma. So by no means will we take NAU lightly. To have to play a tough physical team that's going to be really up for that game, playing a D1 team on the 3rd game in 3 days is going to be tough, and our guys are going to have to suck it up and really come to play.
All right, thank you so much. For head coach Greg Powers, I'm Allison Cummings. Thanks for watching Hell Frozen Over.
How do we educate in a rapidly changing world?
How can we create a sustainable way of life?
How can we teach peace?
Arizona State University. Rise to the challenges before us.
Hello friends. Here at WCSN, we have a tradition of anchor tryouts.
The ASU Arizona State football team is getting ready to gear up for the start of their football campaign.
The ASU football team is getting ready to head into camp to get their season underway.
The ASU football team is gearing up for their 2013 season.
It's a tradition unlike any other.
The ASU football team is gearing up for their 2013 season.
This is WCSN.
Welcome back to Tempe, Arizona, the second round between the Delaware Blue Hens and the Arizona State Sun Devils. Last night, ASU got off to a very quick start despite 9 veteran players out for suspension. 7-2 was the final score. ASU took control early. 3 goals in the first, 3 in the second. Austin, looked like the depth of the Sun Devils was finally shown in full colors last night.
Yeah, it really was. It was the depth, and then 2 veterans really stepping up for this Sun Devil team. Colin Heckel and Caleb Lewinsky took the lead, and then Sean Murphy, Alex Tempe, Tommy Cooney, Patrick Udez followed behind them. All the names I just mentioned had goals last night for the Sun Devils, and they controlled the game despite the short bench.
No need for a short bench now as Delaware takes it. That was Zayzud pushing around the near side boards. Robert Levin in goal tonight for Arizona State. Also a change for Delaware. I guess I should say a starting change. Patrick Rochford is back in net as he played about 10 minutes on the ice last night. As he'll get the pad down on it for a quick whistle. Just less than 30 seconds into the broadcast. But Austin, we saw the speed of Delaware. They come in, play a pretty quick style as well. Just some defensive lapses early is kind of what put them in a quick hole. But if they can get off to a hot start, this is a Delaware team that could definitely attack Arizona State and give them a run for their money and be a completely different result than that 7-2 game we saw just less than 24 hours ago. Great pass, that one to John Redgate. Redgate with speed on his backhand. That one just wide as there's the speed coming into the zone. A good pass on the neutral zone to set that one up as it's wrapped around the boards by Alex Guerreri, taken over by the Sun Devils. Tempe will slow things up. He's back with Jordan Young on defense. As Tempe's second chance to get it out, that time works, but just barely, as it's backhanded through by Sean Murphy. Murphy spins around, tries to find it. McGinty with the back pressure, trying to cut back towards center. Tempe and Young sandwich Zayzut in the slot. Now back around, a chance for Skihan. And now Arizona State looking to get out of their defensive end. Delaware controlling the first minute of this period. Over towards Tempe, chased down by Skihan in that far corner. Turns things around, trying to get it past to Michael Pyatt from the blue line. A shot was blocked from Brian McGinty. Picked back up and batted in by Guerreri. That one behind the net in the center. Just there in front, on top of the crease, still loose. And Arizona State jumped on that one. The assistant captain, Michael Pyatt, with an opportunity to put his team up early. Unable to do so on that one, though. Skihan tips one back. All of it staying in the offensive zone of Delaware on the backhand. That one floats wide of the net as well. An opportunity from Bunnell. And now finally, but not out, as Arizona State, Brian McGinty trying to get there. Holstrom able to squeak out in a line change, but this is a gas Sun Devil line right now as McGinty takes a hack towards the shin guards of Guerreri. Now battling back against the boards. That one's gloved down by Levin, and a much-needed whistle for Arizona State. Talk about a good 2-minute stretch for Delaware. Surprising. 1 rebound, they'd be easily ahead of this game.
Yeah, good offensive shift for Delaware. Probably the worst shift we've seen the Sun Devils play at home all year. They couldn't get it out of the defensive zone at all as we hear the band. They're welcome back into Oceanside tonight. A fuller crowd, you could say, tonight against number 6 Delaware as ASU, a different Delaware team we're seeing here, and an ASU team that's struggling really to get things started.
Levos tried to clear another shot on goal. That one came from Adam Lynch. Goes back towards Levos, touching up with Santucci. Now going near side through Brett Preckle. Tries to float a saucer over to Holstrom. Missed that one, but he avoided the hip check in the process. So got one of the 2 check marks. That's in the air for an icing call as Levos couldn't get a glove down on it. So it's 17-24 the first. Arizona State will have an offensive faceoff. And here comes the top line of Arizona State. Delinsky, McAuliffe, and Norris back together after missing last game.
Yeah, and they're the top line's going to be McGinty, Heckel, and Murphy as your second line. Burkemper, Holstrom, Udez, that third line, the traditional third line. And then Fez Khan, Tommy Cooney, and Troy Scott going to be the fourth line tonight. Fez Khan moving down to that fourth line, something we haven't seen here, at least at home so far this season. And then D pairings, Jordan Young, welcome back with Alex Tempe. Newmeyer and Blomgren back together. Brett Preckle and Jared Levos together. And then Corey Chisholm is going to be the extra for the Sun Devils tonight.
Surprising the note for Arizona State. Chris Blessing not in the lineup. So you have to wonder what kind of injury he sustained last night. There was that knee-to-knee hit in the third period. Nothing vicious, but obviously he fell down awkwardly and had his teammate Colin Heckel had to put his arm around his shoulder to be carried, basically assisted off.
I think awkward's the best word for it. Is they didn't really have much speed going at each other, and it just went down awkwardly on that knee-to-knee hit.
Arizona State trying to work the offensive flow back into their game. Drew Newmeyer gets a feed off. Now back to Blumgren at the blue line. A shot. That one hit the skate of the back of McAuliffe as it went off to the side. Taken by the Blue Hens as they will regroup at their own red line. Delinsky, who tried to get a piece of it before it left his offensive zone. Smashed against the boards. McAuliffe runs his man, Matt Margolis. Also clotting in the corner. That one from the side. Levin was on top of that play. There's Fez Khan. Gets it out with Norris. Tried for the late poke check. More than likely, Powers just trying to find a different combination with Khan to get him some momentum going back into the month of November. Good backhanded steal, or swat, I should say, by John Redgate. Now the speed of Arizona State. That one's held on to. Rebound almost came out as Scott was chasing in to try to jar that one loose, but a good job of control there by Patrick Rochford, a sophomore out of Astorville, Ontario, 3-0 on the season, and a 2.2-ish goals against average.
He saw some time last night after Noble Tucker was taken out of the game, and for the most part for Delaware, Nick, most of the guys returning. The most notable scratch tonight would be Christian Tasker, who saw a lot of ice time last night.
Blue Hens working in the zone, fully rested too, we should note. Levin got 2 hacks. There goes a stick. That's going to be a slashing call against Delaware. They're going to touch it up. It's going to be Guerreri, and that's going to garner the whistle. But back it was 2 Sun Devils in front of, I believe, Christopher Valvano. Or, excuse me, Valenino.
Valenino, there we are.
Yes.
Back to the names of Delaware.
Yeah, now I got jumbled up there. So, Valenino going to go to the box, 2 minutes. And after dislodging a stick of the Sun Devils.
Sorry, Nick, that's big for ASU. It's the 3 key offensive players for Delaware to look out for. Christopher Valenino, he has 17 points on the season. And then the captain, Mark Zezut, who's leading the team with 18 points, had a goal last night. And then John Redgate, the freshman. Those 3 players for Delaware have a lot of offensive power. And, Nick, you mentioned they're fully rested tonight compared to yesterday where they had to fly in and play.
Murphy gives the pass off to Young. Sun Devils weren't that great on the power play last night. Had some chances, but only got 1 power play goal. I believe 1 for 7. Correct me if I'm wrong there, Austin. Get the thumbs up from him. Young able to dangle along the blue line. A quick shot from McGinty. That one goes up into the net towards the ceiling. It was blocked by J.C. Branacasio.
Yeah, ASU 1 for 7 last night on the power play. They actually scored on their first power play and were shut down after that. They had a 5-minute major they weren't able to score on, and then a double minor they had 4 minutes. They couldn't score on either of those big opportunities. That's 9 minutes right there where they couldn't get a puck in the back of the net on the power play.
And that power play goal did come on a 5-on-3 as well.
They did have 2 shorthanded goals, though, as Caleb Dolinsky and Colin Heckel teamed up for one, and then Colin Heckel had one of his own, as Dolinsky had the first with a beautiful saucer pass from Colin Heckel last night.
Speaking of Heckel, the captain works his way into the zone, being pressure applied from Adam Lynch. No miscommunication there as Murphy has to retreat in the neutral zone. Interesting pass could have been intercepted by Wes Bunnell. 14:10 to go in the first, just under a minute in the power play. Arizona State back in their defensive end. McAuliffe, Young, Kahn, Murphy, and Norris, the 5 skaters for ASU. Peeling off the side of the faceoff circle is Kahn. Here comes the overload system from ASU. Preckle is going to keep it into the zone, gives it right back to Norris in a give-and-go feed. Now Kahn deep in the zone, finds it back to his line mate from Calgary. In front, centering one. That was McAuliffe. His shot went wide of the mark. Norris regroups again, final 25 in the man advantage. Back to Norris to give and go. He gets a rebound back, but a great stuff. 2 chances by Patrick Rochford that he got a hold of both those. Now McAuliffe being split up with Ayrton Dorr. So it's a good shift, though, from Dorr, Pyatt, and Bunnell. Oh, interesting here. We'll see if Ayrton and McAuliffe are both going to go to the box. Looks like they may. So McAuliffe and Dorr both going for coincidental minors at the 13:34 mark.
We saw a lot of this last night, not in the first period. First period was really clean, but second and third period, these 2 teams started going at it with each other. A lot of play after the whistle, a lot of talking back and forth. Nothing really got out of hand, you could say, last night, but the refs did have to take control kind of in the third period. A lot of coincidentals. Brett Preckle found himself in the penalty box quite a bit last night, so we'll see if that continues, as it looks like it's going to with those coincidentals right there. It will be 5-on-4 hockey for 20 seconds for ASU as they're still on their first power play opportunity. So far only 1 shot, though, Nick, coming in this power play.
Heckel on the draw with Santucci. That one won by Delaware on a late kick. And is able to clear it past McGinty. That one goes back towards Levin. Jared Levos on the ice now as well. So Heckel, Preckle, Levos, Murphy, McGinty. Final seconds tick off. Back to full strength and Oceanside for deflection. Heckel was trying to connect with Murphy on a backdoor look as Murphy had half the net completely wide open. The captain able to hold it in. Now finds McGinty. He's going to backhand the spin around the boards. Now pinned against that far side. Alex Guerreri has his man. Sun Devils get it loose. A centering feed. McGinty fans on one. Levos fires. That one wide of the mark as well on that far post. Heckel is going to retreat back with Preckle. There's the one lone man pressure coming from Joe Bastone. Individual effort from Sean Murphy. Able to get the pass off, but McGinty misplayed it. After getting it back, could have been an opportunity for ASU to try to steal some momentum back. Right now, it seems to be tilted slightly in favor of Delaware. ASU's not getting the chance they did last night. Maybe that could come down to having 9 guys out. Just get more fluid on the ice when you just have to play more shifts and more time.
Well, spacing seems to be a huge issue right now for the Sun Devils. Extremely bunched up, no matter where they are on the ice. And then you see a turnover like that, defense is struggling too. I'd say this is the sloppiest first half of a quarter we've seen ASU play all season long. Maybe it is because of that chemistry, Nick, and not really having their legs underneath them after the day off. Maybe it is Delaware getting that needed rest last night. As we mentioned, they flew in. They flew all day yesterday and had to play last night. This is definitely a different looking Delaware team out of the gates.
Hit that exactly right. And there's another turnover by ASU in the defensive zone. Now towards center. Opportunity for Delaware. Looking to get the pass off to Zazu. Never got there. Is deflected off the Sun Devil defenseman's stick. Backing around towards Blumgren. Able to bat it down and swat it in midair. Now his stick's caught up from Volanino.
And look at all the pressure Delaware's putting on in their own offensive zone. I mean, ASU cannot clear this puck, and it's been a struggle the whole game so far.
Lone man pressure. Levin tried to get a paddle on it. Does so very last second. Now Newmeyer come, possible 3-on-2 break. Chris Burkemper on the near side. He gets his body rung. And now he's caught up against the boards, pulls it loose. Tom Cooney trying to step up in the slot. His shot, that one deflected off the stick of Branacasio. ASU has another chance. That one deflects wide. Cooney with 2 chances, one with one on net, and again in front. So great job by Tom Cooney, though, in this series. That was a good chance of getting ASU at least back and maybe giving them some life. That's what they need. So, and right now you see Coach Powers throw out his 4th line of Scott, Kahn, and Cooney to keep them out.
Well, Cooney had a chance there. He had Alex Tempe. Could have dropped back the pass to him if he wanted to. Elected to keep it, and a shot a little weak and wide, but he is starting some offensive pressure at least.
Want to go back to the first kind of first time with Coach Powers, and we spoke to him before the season. He said Cooney may be a player. He wasn't a starter to begin with, but he said once Cooney gets his chance, he may be a guy that'll never leave this lineup, as Fez Khan got destroyed in his own end.
Skiing doing the damage.
Back towards the blue line, wound up by Redmond. Throws one on towards net. That was hoping for a rebound of Skian, and now he gets his lid almost popped off on a glove coming from Tom Cooney. So Delaware taking advantage early, almost halfway through the first period. Still scoreless in Tempe. Now is where you have to wonder how that top line with Zazut and Volanino are going to do. The 2 senior leaders, both scoring last night. If they can get the first of the game here, could make for a very entertaining game.
Oh, definitely put the momentum in favor of Delaware.
A shot from McAuliffe. That one goes off the blocker of Rochford. Back all the way around, trying to keep it in as Norris. Delinsky and him both got a piece of it to send it deep. Now Delinsky takes a late hack. Has Lynch pinned behind the backboards. Now 2 Sun Devils and 2 Blue Hens digging back there. It's a sea of blue and white. Delinsky gets his stick caught up, and a late push, thing coming from McAuliffe, and now you see Delinsky getting involved with Lynch.
Yeah.
To split those 2 up. I wouldn't be surprised if 2 more coincidentals after this one if they want to. They'll have a reason for it.
They easily will, and Lynch had his hand all up in Delinsky's face mask there, and that's why Delinsky threw the punch, and now they got to separate everyone, and as you mentioned before that, Santucci getting involved too with McAuliffe. That's really what started it all. As McAuliffe sent Santucci into the side of the net, and then kind of off from that, it was Delinsky going at it with Lynch. And Delinsky's going to go, Lynch is going to go.
I think that's it. I think Volanino's going to go as the captain.
Yeah, I think that's going to be it. But here McAuliffe is still going at it. McAuliffe has been chirping this whole time. And now Coach Powers is going to take him off the ice for now. So Lynch and Delinsky going for roughing and coincidentals, even though Delinsky got called for the retaliation. And now Heckel and the assistant captain, Valenino, having words with the head referee.
Oh, chippier first period than last night. ASU just stuck to the offense to kind of make their statement. Now Delaware's making them play a more physical game, and that might play in favor of the team out
here
east.
Goes Santucci now. So it's going to be, I believe, 5-on-4. ASU's going to have a power play opportunity. Now Coach Powers wondering what the call is.
What is it? 5-on-4? What is it?
So it's going to be a 5-on-4, 5-minute major. I think they got Santucci on the spear, and that's why he's in the box. So he's going to be a 5-minute major, plus the coincidentals of Delinsky and Lynch. So I don't know. That played out a little differently now.
Interesting.
They threw 2 minutes up on the scoreboard here in Oceanside, though, but that's not what we heard from the head referee. And they don't see it. Now the 2 minutes is going to start running with 1:55, and they said it was a 5-minute major, so this is going to get interesting here how this plays out. So I think everyone's confused. They try to get the attention of the head referee before the puck drops. That didn't happen.
McGinty gets the pass off to Burkemper. He's taking the place of Dolinsky in this one. Back out from McGinty. Finds Jordan Young. Now Murphy gets upended. 13s collide. Is Guerreri able to get involved in that one? Here comes ASU. It's just him and Jordan Young. Captain on captain. Levin squeezes the pads. Able to hold on as ASU trying to jump him, hoping that puck would come on the wrong side of Levin.
Great job there by Robert Levin coming out and jumping on top of that puck. Stopping Zazut from making his final move there.
Well, maybe it was.
Now they're going to fix the scoreboard. It should read 4:23. It reads 1:23 right now, as it was a 5-minute major.
Unless they said it wrong to Coach Powers.
Now here it goes. It's getting cleared. So ASU is on a 5-minute power play. There were coincidentals with Dolinsky and I believe Lynch. Santucci is the one in the box for the 5-minute spearing major.
Now it's back up, and they just announced the correction. Won by ASU. Tempe has it as he gives it off to Preckle behind the net. The Sun Devils will take their time setting this one up. McAuliffe comes out of the zone. Pyatt and Bunnell are the two to put pressure on first towards center ice. Tempe trying to get it back as he holds his positioning at the blue line. Does keep it in for ASU. Working on the left side of your screen. McAuliffe with it, side of the face-off circle. Back out to Tempe. Trades a pass back to the American captain. Deep at the red line. McAuliffe gets it back from Norris. Tic-tac, they go. And a missed pass from Liam Norris back to Brett Preckle. Wrong place, wrong time, as that one goes back towards Levin, and a line change from Delaware. Or at least a defensive pairing change. Alex Guerreri and J.C. Branacasio. Two defensemen back out.
And right now ASU struggling to get anything clicking defensively, offensively on special teams.
Tempe gets a shot. That one deflects off the stick of Kahn, goes high of the crossbar. Just about 2 minutes. Powers calling for a change. Not pleased with how that power play started off for ASU. Again, going back to that point we mentioned, Austin, 1 for 7 last night. They're 0 for 1 tonight. These are big momentum changes that Delaware's trying to hand them on a platter. But their specialty teams on the PK has been very good this weekend, to say the least. And for reasons like that, you see the harassment from Alex Guerreri. Sun Devils can't find much passing space as they do a nice job of spreading out and really shifting in the zone defensively. That's the Blue Hens. Back out towards the face-off circle, held on by Burkemper. He's going to trade positions with Brian McGinty. Side of the face-off circle, gives it back to Young, has to hold it in on the backhand. No shooting room for him. One-timer, that one right off the paddle of Roachford into the net up top on the shot from Murphy. So still 2:22 to go in the 5-minute major.
And the coincidentals are over, so Dolinsky now and Lynch out of the box. So Dolinsky's going to step right in onto this power play unit, which means that Burkemper's coming off the ice. And Nick, you mentioned it, the Blue Hens extremely disciplined on their penalty kill.
Sometimes Dolinsky seems to be the glue of a broken piggy bank. Batted out towards center ice. Young will regroup. Him and Murphy, the two defensemen, or at least playing defense in this one. Dolinsky tries to poke it himself. That one's sky high as he bats it down. Did get a piece of his stick on it. Now under 2 minutes to go in the 5-minute spearing major to Santucci. So just joining us, the Walter Cronkite Sports Network, bringing you the live coverage. I'm Nick Merrick alongside Austin Controlis, everybody else and part of Cronkite Sports. Jordan Young nearly loses an edge, stays with possession. Colin Heckel now has some room to work. He's going to skate in, looks for a passing lane, has Dolinsky momentarily, now has to protect the puck on his side. As he goes far side, gets knocked down. Awkward fall there as well. And a clearing again by Delaware as they'll get a change. Their PK has been nothing short of sensational in this 2-game series. Fez Khan tips a pass to himself, tries to chase it down, avoids the hip check. Now he's going to battle with Branacasio against the boards. Won by Fez Khan. Great job by the junior. He's going to dump it deep over to Danny McAuliffe gets back up on his feet. Back towards Tempe at the blue line. Finds one up. Tries a deflection with McAuliffe. Didn't have much space, though, even with the deflection. Would have been a hard angle to get, and Preckle can't kick it to hold it down. It's now under a minute. 4 minutes already expired. Brett Preckle is going to skate this one in deep, leaves one off. That one's misplayed by Liam Norris. Don't see that too often from Liam Norris. Now skating in. Here's a chance for Skihan, a shot. That one missed the far post. Trying to go short-handed was Delaware. Nearly worked out that way. They want a page of ASU's book. Drops one back. McAuliffe's wrist shot. That one might have went through the legs. I'm not sure if he even got a piece of that one. I think he just outright missed the net. Otherwise, it should have been a goal for ASU. Fezcon stuffed one. He scores! Fezcon 4 minutes and 40 seconds into that power play. ASU gets the first of the game. Fezcon, welcome back, my friend.
And Fezcon coming through in the clutch when ASU needed it the most. Momentum completely in favor of Delaware. Fezcon steps up. Great wrister there, goes top shelf on Rochford, and 1-0 ASU. The power play. They get the goal with 20 seconds left, Nick, and now they're 1 for 2. It wasn't pretty until that point, though. Really, this whole game hasn't been pretty until that point.
Well, I think they actually got that one right. We had some PA issues last night with calling the goals out. Now only have Kahn from Norris and Tempe. About the 5:15 mark of the first. 1-0 Sun Devils. Now back to full strength. Burkemper throws a wrist shot on, just hoping to get some action in front of Rochford, but he grabs it with the glove hand. Let's talk about that shot from Kahn, though, too. And him and Heckel seemed to have a rough offensive night last night against the Blue Hens. That time got his chance up very close to Rochford and found a sliver of space on that crossbar, about the only place he could have scored, and nailed it spot on and got the post in. Rochford saw one hop in front, almost a chance there for Holstrom, as he almost got a fortunate bounce for a goal, and that's going to be cleared for an icing. So 4:38 to go.
Well, up until that point, Nick, this game is all Delaware, nothing clicking for the Sun Devils at all. Passing was off. They weren't in their right spots. There's a lot of bunching, and just nothing seemed to be working. Turnovers on defense, and somehow they're still up 1-0 here in this first period, thanks to Fezcon. We'll see if this can turn things around for them, though, when it comes to chemistry and just crispness in this game.
Burkemper trying to jar it loose to battle against the boards. Adam Lynch there as well, the senior from Middletown, Delaware. Plenty of local players on this Delaware team. Newmeyer chips it ahead, now knocked down by Udez, gives it off on a pass. Good feed through the legs. Blumgren looks to set up. Now Holstrom with room, a quick snapshot. That one goes just wide. Might have gotten a piece of it to knock that one up into the glass. Holstrom and Udez have been working well too on their line, as he will drop it off to Patrick Udez. Holstrom's going to grab it off the rebound. More of an awkward pass, I guess you could almost say. Trying to spin around to create some space. Didn't work that time. That one's going to be cleared, and another icing call possibly. Assuming Blumgren could beat it, and he does.
And this is the second icing on this Blue Hen shift here, so they have to be white. They're just trying to clear it. They keep icing it. Ooh, the band brought a bass drum tonight, Nick. It's a step up from last night. There was no bass drum last night.
He was too busy sleeping, probably.
As now I think Delaware took a timeout.
Well, it's a good chance to use that, kind of regroup and make sure his line can at least get a plan to get off the ice. Don't need to chance anything at this point.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's been 2 icings now, and ASU has momentum, but this game oh so close. One more goal, and the pendulum swings completely in ASU's favor, so I think that's why this timeout was taken, just kind of regroup after that Fezcon goal, and maybe kind of talk about the penalty issues as well that have been hurting Delaware all weekend, Nick. They were in the box a lot last night. ASU was too, but Delaware in there As you can tell by the power play numbers from last night, a little more, as ASU had 7 chances on the power play. Already 2 tonight, and there's already been 2 5-minute majors this weekend.
Young calling for it back at the blue line. 4 Sun Devils on the left side of your screen. Blocker down the shot from Kahn. Roachford trying to protect in front of his net. Now right there is Cooney. His fourth line's playing pretty strong for Arizona State, about their only positive point in the first 20 minutes of play. Just about 3 minutes approaching on the clock now. As
they're going to get an interference call. Yeah.
I think this one's going to be on Cooney.
And Cooney kind of made himself a victim of that one as he kind of skated. Who was it going on? It's going to go on Jordan Young. It was Young. Young was tangled up, and he kind of drew attention to himself as he got tangled up with a Blue Hens player, then came away with it with his hands up. Which usually that's him trying to say, I'm not doing anything, but it draws attention to you more times than not. So now Delaware on their first power play of the night.
Well, let's give them a chance to get that goal back. Be a great opportunity to see how they do. Zazu trying to do it himself. Great move to get around 2 Sun Devils, and now it's cleared by ASU.
Nice play there by Brett Preckle to get down on the ice and cut off Zezut's lane on the pass.
Sitting around the offensive blue line is John Redgate. Zielinski knocks down a man, trying to steal the puck all by himself. Now Heckel is going to help him out as well.
Just heard Coach Bowers down there. It's going to be Corey Chisholm and Troy Scott coming on next for the Sun Devils on this penalty kill. Chisholm the extra tonight. Eric Rivard was the extra last night. He did not see the ice despite dressing and despite a short bench.
Heckel's able to clear, so there's Chisholm and Newmeyer.
Well, it went Newmeyer and Blomgren, so here comes Scott, so he took Chisholm out of the equation.
Good move into the zone by Delaware. Getting knocked down was Guerreri, though, as the aerial's out of that play. Knocked against the boards. Blomgren trying to pin his man. Good pressure from the sophomore defenseman. Zezut has it. Now drops one back to Volanino. Zezut's pass tipped aside as well. Blomgren runs a man to the boards. Able to clear it himself. Great individual effort there from the gentleman out of Canyon Country, California.
Amazing effort. He blocked the shot, then took a body, and then cleared the puck all by himself.
Newmeyer and Udez working on the left side of your screen on defense. Wes Bunnell working, now has some room, got the pass off, glove down by Levin. Back to full strength too, right on cue there as Jordan Young trying to come back to help out. Ayrton Dorr with that shot through traffic, but no minute mark just about here.
Great stop there by Robert Levin, just so calm in net. Leading the ACHA in goals against average with a .54, 98% save percentage. And just so calm and comfortable. So much traffic there on that shot, and he snared it.
It's very calm for a freshman. 3 straight shutouts for him in net as well. Big hit by Delaware.
And it went high. Holstrom left his feet, actually, it looked like, but no call.
Holstrom plays a high shoulder against Lynch, now trying to cut his way back. Did a nice job there. Final 35 to go of the period. This one slams off the glass. Jordan Young's not going to have a chance for it. He's going to have to give up possession. Burkemper cuts the lane off from Ryan Pate. Young finds Tempe. Sloppy pass is intercepted. But then Tempe knocks him down. Wanting an icing call. Not going to get it. Now tangled up. Holstrom's completely tangled with Lynch.
And finally they were going at
now
it.
They're starting to basically just wrestle. Never even fought as Holstrom had him in a headlock the whole time. And Robbie Baker looks like he got a good shot of that action.
Well, I mean, Holstrom was getting pretty high hits towards his head there when they were down in the offensive zone, and I think it just spilled over after the play was over down there. They stayed down there and went at it. It was Lynch, I believe. Yeah, it was Lynch.
Yeah,
Lynch back in the box again. And Holstrom's going to go 2 with coincidentals. Holstrom ended up winning the wrestling match. He ended up on top. Actually had his man pinned for 3 seconds, so I think he wins. But No, in all seriousness, I just spilled over from the earlier physicality down on Delaware's side of the ice. So more penalties here in the first quarter.
Said almost looked like he left his feet. Not sure. No,
yeah,
not sure
he
did, but
I don't know if he
it's
did.
one of
It
those
went up high
huge
though.
hit. Oh yeah, definitely. It was that get down low and crouch. You can kind of use the legs to burst through the hit. It was one of those nice hits you always see. So they're putting up there now 2 minutes. So, a double minor, excuse me, for Holstrom. So this can give a power play for Delaware. Powers is frustrated because he didn't see any of the action.
That's what he's declaring. The head official didn't see anything, so he's not happy. Chisholm's going to go serve the time for the other minor.
So this one's going to leak over into the second period. Another opportunity for Delaware. But talk about the coincidentals we've already seen in this first period. That's the third in the first 20. On top of that, too, you obviously get the extra one.
It's 11 points, penalty minutes in favor of Delaware. 10 for the Sun Devils already. We are in the first quarter of this, first period, excuse me.
Yeah, when the game, when you're saying 11 to 10, you might as well think it's going to be a football game.
Yeah, right. Let's see where my mind went.
Oh, broken stick right
Another one for Colin Heckel.
Heckel broke two this weekend. Back to online shopping for him. I think another broken stick with Dolinsky. Two broken sticks on the ice. Anyway, they'll get it up as the final 10 seconds expired. So still you'll see a minute 49 for the power play of Delaware. And we start back up in the second period. Interesting start to this game, though. Arizona State just took charge on Thursday night. Tonight, not the case. They did get the goal, though, but Austin, you were kind of both mentioning besides that, Delaware got good pressure.
Yeah, Delaware had good pressure. They were leading in shots to start the game. That fell off. ASU took that back, but they looked like a different team to start. Nothing was clicking for the Sun Devils. Luckily for ASU, though, Fez Khan basically gave them a goal. And right now they have ASU with 16 shots, Delaware to 8's the official, but that's not, I'm not going to say that's, I think it was a little high, but that's the official, so we'll go with it. Coach Powers waited for Jordan Young to get off the ice and the officials as he stared them down as they go back in their dressing rooms. He's still upset about the call, the double minor that was just called. That's going to roll over to the second period. We're waiting for Casey Fier to get down there for our interview as one of the line judges is getting his hand wrapped up by the head trainer. Lots of activity here to end the first, Nick.
Definitely a lot of activity. Looks like Casey's going to get Cale Dolinsky for the first, but on top of that, just with all the penalties in that first period too, obviously you're going to have plenty of action that way, but as we start Zamboni the ice, let's throw it down to Casey Fier, who's with Cale Dolinsky right now.
Cale, after having so many guys out last night, did you feel like that affected your energy coming into tonight's game?
Not really, no. We had quick shifts last game. My stamina feels pretty good. I mean, it's a sloppy first period right now. We just got to get out of it.
What do you guys need to focus on in this second period to really pick up the tempo?
Get pucks deep, start skating with it. We're just making too many mental errors. Robbie's helping us in there, but we got to take less penalties.
This has been one of the most physical series that we've seen you guys play all season. What is it about this team that brings out that physicality in you guys?
I don't know. You know what? They're not nice people. I don't know what it is. I like it though. It gets our guys going a little bit. Physicality is good in hockey. It's what hockey's all about.
Thanks, Cale. Back to you guys.
So, Cale Dolinsky with his thoughts on the physicality. He likes it. He thinks they're not nice people. I can guarantee Delaware players think ASU aren't. They don't have nice people either. So I think it goes both ways.
Neither side has nice people apparently.
But that's Cale Dolinsky for you.
That always speaks his mind. But I mean, looking at it too, Arizona State with that 1-goal lead should be fortunate to have that. Con got the offense going on that power play goal. So Austin, Delaware seems to have a couple. They had actually now two really strong periods in my eyes. Both actually lasted in the third period. Now at the start of this period, maybe that momentum in their legs are kind of getting there after being well rested, we mentioned. So again, what's it take for that one extra step? Roachford playing pretty strong, and that defense helping them out. How can they turn that defense into offensive productivity like we saw in the first 5 minutes of that period?
For me, it's getting into the 3 offensive scorers. That's Valenino, Zezu, and Redgate. Zezu's had the most opportunities, and he scored last night along with Valenino. Redgate's been quiet to start this series, but getting it to one of those key guys and just hoping they get one past to Robert Levin is a pretty hard thing to do. As you saw there in the first period, he kept ASU in the game, really.
He did.
And ASU should be happy that they have the 1-0 lead because of Kahn and because of Levin. It's a matter of getting it to your offensive players, getting it past Robert Levin, and it's a hard thing to do.
Well, Levin played aggressive too, and that paid off. But right now, Sun Devils will take that 1-0 lead into the first period intermission. Off control, so now it's a quick break, but stay tuned for our WCSN intermission report right after this.
That's really what makes Arizona State University unique, is that in order to really get a good feel for the university, you would have to talk to the people that live there, that play there, that study there, that thrive there. I mean, we do have 4 campuses across the state, and each one's unique and each one's beautiful in their own way, but overall, we're one university in many places.
Just the experience through the football, through the professors, through the student body, there's just no other place like this.
Wherever you go, you see pitchforks everywhere, and I loved it when I came here, and I just figured it was meant to be my next home.
We're moving so forward and being so progressive. You look around ASU right now and there's buildings being sprung up, and things happen so quickly, and it's exciting to be part of it.
Everybody who's here wants to do something amazing with their degree, and they all have so much ambition, and it's great to be around that because it brings you up too.
You come to ASU and you can really do anything you want and whatever you want based on what you're passionate about and what you want to do. When you're a Sun Devil, anything's possible.
It's like the best feeling ever, probably what I live for, because you come on stage and then the lights hit you and you can't see the audience at all, really. It's just you and you're doing what you love.
It's almost surreal. Game day comes and it's a really cool feeling, all the adrenaline and all those fans, all those crazy rowdy students waiting for you, and it'll never get old. I still get butterflies to this day because this place really has become a part of me, and I'll always be a Sun Devil. That'll never change.
Being a Sun Devil means pride, it means tradition. We're representing Arizona State by playing softball and going out and getting a national championship for our university.
Motivation for me comes from inspiration. It comes from the people that I've met. It comes from every single patient that I've come across. Every single one of them has touched me in some way, and that has given me fire to go on. And maybe I'm not going to help the entire world, but that doesn't mean I can't touch one person's life.
Oh, it's unreal. And I kind of had a dream to use engineering to help people, but I never expected it to happen in my sophomore year of college. And that's all because of ASU here and all the innovation they have that allows the students to actually solve real-world problems.
Everybody strives to be the greatest here. There's a lot of opportunities to go forward, to just be that better person. I gotta say, it's a life-changing experience.
I think the one thing that unites all the campuses at ASU is that we're all just moving. We're moving forward.
We learn about people here. We are one community. We are one student body. We have so much energy. We have so much passion. And I've loved every second of being a Sun Devil.
When you support AID, you're doing more than supporting the programs you love. You're supporting possibilities. You're making sure there's a place for independent voices, ideas, and perspectives. You're opening children's minds, helping them discover who they are and what they can be. You're giving everyone the chance to find inspiration from the arts. And you're opening doors to the wonders of the world. To discover more, experience more, be more. Support possibilities. Support Arizona PBS. Thank you.
Imagine what it feels like to be a champion. To have sold-out crowds every game. To know that night in and night out, your team is the best.
1-0 pitch, swung on, and this looped into shallow right field. That'll drop, and the Sun Devils have won it!
We all want to win, but are you willing to do what it takes to get there? Are you willing to make a year-round commitment to being a Sun Devil? Will you be there for us every game, helping us win? Make a difference by joining the Sun Devil Club. It's one thing to be there when history is made, but wouldn't it be great to know you helped make history? One devil at a time, we all join the club.
Welcome into the first intermission report alongside Allison Cummings and Brett Deckert. I'm Josh Franz. The Sun Devils have a 1-0 lead after that first period. Even though they had 9 players suspended last night, they were able to win 7-2. They come in tonight getting most of those guys back. Allison, what was different in that first period with those guys coming back?
What was different was more so on the Delaware side. As far as ASU is concerned, it was still explosive, still the same thing. Arizona State is really, really deep. We sound like a broken record up here saying that, but it's true. They played really good here again, really well. But we saw some mix-up, you know, Fezcon's now on the forward line, Brian McGinty taking his spot. Still, I think chemistry's good to Arizona State side.
Well, it's almost as if Arizona State's down 9 players tonight. That's what it seems like. They're not playing that well together. That chemistry isn't there tonight. Now, Delaware's playing exactly to their system. They're playing a great system of hockey, and they're really pushing the Devils. It's almost as far to say that they won that period, not on the scoreboard, but on the ice.
And you know, Brett, I think also with last night, it was a sense of urgency for the newcomers. They took it kind of as a personal challenge. They really wanted to play and prove their position. There was not that sense of urgency here tonight. It's different.
Well, yeah, Brett, you led me into my next point, which is, yeah, the Sun Devils are up 1-0, but to me, they were outplayed thoroughly in that first period. Delaware was able to maintain possession of the puck and keep attacking, press the Sun Devils the entire ice, and they weren't able to create much of an offense. But looking forward now, does that seem to be the case?
I do think that Delaware owned the period for the first half of the period. They came out there, they left the chippiness behind them. You know, yesterday Delaware told me that they wanted to play a physical game. Did that work? No. They stopped that. They played really, really well. Do I think that they fell off? Yes. Towards the end of the period, I think they did get chippy. They got a little bit sloppy, and there you saw Arizona State capitalize. What they need to do in the second period is come back out the way they started the first period.
Well, the first 10 minutes of that period, the Blue Hens played exactly to their system, as I just said. They stacked the red line with their defense. The puck did not leave that half of the ice. Sun Devils couldn't. They were sloppy on getting the puck out of the zone. There was no fluid passing. They would get stuck in there, and the Blue Hens were winning every battle to every loose puck. It changed a lot as the period went on. The Sun Devils got some momentum with the penalties that came in. The Blue Hens kind of lost their system. They were more physical. But the thing is, they can't give up those power plays. They're getting out of their rhythm. So they've got to that 5-minute major killed that period and allowed ASU Sun Devils to get on the board.
Well, there has been plenty of extracurricular activity on both sides. But Allie, who does it favor going forward?
It definitely favors Arizona State, and again, you saw that last night with Delaware. They wanted to play more physical, and Arizona State was not responding. So what they really need to do is just drop the physicality and play hockey. They're not number 6 because they can't play. They're getting so caught up in physicality, they're forgetting what matters.
And that's exactly what happened. It was a great first period. We'll be back in the second period in just a couple minutes, but before we do that, let's send it to Allie to get to know Robert Levin.
Hello and welcome into Hell Frozen Over. I'm Allison Cummings, joined here with Robert Levin. And so how's ASU treating you so far?
So far it's been great. I mean, I love the experience, love the program, like being back in courses. It's been good.
and you've had 2 shutouts so far. Is this the everyday in the life, Robert Levin, or how is that going?
It was a great start. Team's been playing really well in front of me. I haven't had to do too much, but it's fun. We got a good weekend coming up, and hopefully keep it going.
And you seem to be really getting along with the team. When did you decide to come to ASU?
I probably emailed Coach Powers last Christmas time, and I've been in contact for about a couple months, and I committed around March.
Okay, and you're from Illinois, so how do you feel about playing Illinois this weekend? Are you excited, or?
I know a couple kids on the team. It'll be fun to go back and play them, and I think if we, do what we need to do, we'll be successful.
Right, and then do you ever consider going to Illinois when you were growing up, or were you always like, I want to go out of state for college hockey, or?
Originally, I wanted to go to the East Coast, and I went out there for a couple of years, but then after I saw the program here and talked to Coach Powers, and I decided the West Coast is where I wanted to be.
And you're from the Eastern Junior Hockey League.
Yep.
What's your best moment from there?
Best moment from there? Honestly, probably just my first game out there. My first junior game experience was fun, and the whole thing was a good experience.
And there's a couple other players on the team from the EJHL as well. Do you know any of them previous to this?
Well, I know Burkemper. He played in a team that was about 20 minutes from me. Didn't know him personally. He was out there, and that's about it.
All right. And then what are your top 3 goaltending goals this year for you personally?
Top goals? Obviously, win a national championship. Just try to get better every day, and try to help teams any way I can.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot.
For Robert Levin, I'm Allison Cummings. Stay tuned for the update on the Illinois game.
Second period hockey just about set. Sun Devils with that 1-0 lead, but Delaware, after a strong 20 minutes of play, they're looking to get their feet back and in this game on the road. A big win here in Tempe would boost them by most certainly in the ACHA power rankings. After the computerized rankings, Austin, you and I were talking about on Thursday night and how important those are now, with Central Oklahoma being a team at just 2 games above 500 entering this weekend. But because of their strength of schedule, they're stuck at that number 3 spot. I guess I shouldn't say stuck. They would be more than happy to be at the number 3 spot, but that's just kind of like where they're being placed.
Yeah, they should be almost thankful of the point to be there, but we'll get to it more. A lot of shuffling in the rankings. When those computer rankings came out last evening.
Still a power play chance, by the way, for Delaware. Zazut holds it in, gets the pass off to Kevin Redmond. Redmond attacks with Newmeyer. Now Sun Devils have 2-on-1 break the other way. It's going to be Heckel and Dolinsky again. Dolinsky gets knocked down from behind. That was a big hit, no call. Scary one, too. John Redgate just slammed the back of Cale Dolinsky. Kind of saw his legs go forward out in front of him before he tumbled into the net.
Roachford got out of there quick enough to get out of the way. As there's almost another shorthanded goal. Heckel to Dolinsky, just like last night. I thought Heckel was going to go with a saucer pass again, but he didn't have to.
I saw in the pregame, Canadian combo.
Yeah, the Canadian combo, I like that.
Our number 2 play from last night. Cycled around. Delaware still has a minute and change to go on the power play opportunity. Young sends it right back where it came from. Kevin Redmond knocks it down before it goes the full length of the rink. Picked up by Alex Guerreri. Sidesteps Udez. Now into the zone is Zazut. Pressure behind from Alex Tempe. This one back around. Held on by the blue line. 45 seconds to go. Chance for Redmond. Unable to get a shot off. Rebound was there, but he couldn't pull it into a shooting spot, as that was Guerreri. Now cleared and flipped out by the Sun Devils. Out of his nets, Roachford. He's going to play this one all the way back around near side to Volanino. Couple of quick passes to get it out. Didn't get a piece of it, though, was Zazut. That's going to be an icing call and an offensive face-off for the Sun Devils.
ASU going to send Troy Scott, Cale Dolinsky back on the ice. Now Dolinsky coming off, so it's going to be Scott, Kahn, Levos, and Preckle to finish off this penalty kill.
It's going to be Zazut, Guerreri, Redgate, Volanino, and Redmond. There it is. Hard to see after the plays going on.
They had Redgate down there almost cherry picking there.
Trying to find some room. Cuts back in front. Levin! Rebound there. Good job defensively. Still loose, though. Delaware's relentless in front of that. Now it comes off its bearings Levin was right there. The initial shot was blocked by Levin. It just kind of sat there right on the doorstep. He slid over to his right and just got a piece of it. Also, Newmeyer jumping into the action there late as well, helping to keep that one out from hitting the back. And that keeps it a 1-0 game. Delaware coming out quick and taking advantage of that power play to give them some momentum in the second 20-minute period.
And with that power play being over now, Delaware 0 for 2, but a great play by Robert Levin to make both stops, and then ASU's bench was calling for a whistle because they couldn't see the puck from down here, but now Holstrom, for some reason, going into the penalty box. I have no idea why. Maybe they're waiting for them to drop the puck. I think that's exactly what they're going to do, is Holstrom's still standing. Oh, nope, they're going to give him some more time. There's no time left on the scoreboard, though. So somebody there had a mishap somewhere.
He was an extra bad boy. And he takes his seat back. I think he has to wait to the next whistle because technically it's coming off of a double minor. Maybe they have to wait to get the official whistle to blow things dead. Michael Pyatt trying to get it out of the zone. Levos holds in. That one gloved down just above the shoulders of Rochefort. Well, Holstrom still staying put.
Going back to the last play, though, Robert Levin, a great job making the initial saves, and then he took the net off himself, which did not get called, but a good heads-up play by Robert Levin to do that because the puck was still loose, and the officials were not going to call it dead because they saw it the whole time as Delaware sat there and hacked away. It had only been a matter of time, so I think that puck probably found the back of the net.
Dorr, DeAngelis, Lynch, Bostone, and Gumina. 5 out for the Delaware. Murphy had a chance. That was blocked off the defense of Delaware. Wide open lane to shoot. Goal was halfway exposed. Gumina, the one with his body in front, just wore that wrist shot from the Cary, North Carolina native.
And they're going to wave off icing because they thought Blomgren should have stopped it in the ASU offensive zone, which was an interesting call to wave off. But
Murphy goes for the home run pass to McGinty, now trying to beat out the icing. Unable to do so, though, as Dorr had about a half a skate lead.
And now Ustaski coming on the ice for the Blue Hens. He's been quiet tonight. He hasn't been out there much, I don't think, actually, tonight.
I don't think so either.
He might be the extra for the Blue Hens tonight, but he threw some bodies around last night. Big boy sitting at 6'2", 233 pounds.
Arizona State back out of their own end. Here comes Alex Tempe working near side. Wrist shot! That one just missed in the far post. Had some room. Rochefort almost caught out of position. Good shot. Good shot by Alex Tempe, the freshman, trying to get something going in the second period. Norris against the boards. 3 Delaware skaters in front. Now gives it off to Dolinsky, trying to go backdoor with Norris. This top line of ASU is the most productive line in the entire ACHA. Just because all 3 contribute in the scoring department. A couple of dominant duos. Actually, Riley Doolin and Rylan Spraggs, Riley Doolin. I'm trying to think of it. Spraggs and Doolin from Central Oklahoma. One's a Riley, one's a Rylan. Over at Central Oklahoma, both had about half of their team's goals as of last weekend. I think now they're over 30 combined between the two of them.
That can't happen on this ASU team. There's too much offensive prowl to go around, really.
Zazu trying to skate it in. Didn't get very far, though. About the blue line as far as he can go before the Sun Devils tripped him up. Heckel wanting to pass back. Gets it. He tips to himself. 2-on-1 break for ASU. It's McGinty and Heckel. Gets the pass off. That one unable to get on the stick of McGinty, though. It was a good job on a back pressure from Kevin Redmond, excuse me.
Yeah, Redmond, good job lifting the stick there and making sure the pass did not connect from Heckel.
Over to Ustaski. That one's going to be dumped in for a line change of Delaware. 4 fresh legs out there. The lone man staying out was Volanino. Backhander from McGinty. Looks to go Murphy over to Heckel. Heckel's holding
his
the
head
side of his face.
And the penalty's going to get called, but I don't hope Heckel's okay as he went down hard and then awkwardly spun into the boards. I think he is going to be okay. Another penalty, another power play opportunity. Both teams 2 power play opportunities, but the coincidentals have been at a premium here tonight.
Interference on West Bono. So Bono, 2 minutes.
And we'll see if ASU can get the power play going. The unit hasn't looked that good. They got their power play goal because Fez Khan just happened to be kind of at the right place at the right time.
Good job diving by Leo Skihan. That one's going to clear it. He gets some stick applause from his bench on a good individual effort. ASU works out of the zone. Icing got waved off before that, though. McAuliffe takes the body and flattens the man in the process, too. That was Brandon Costio. Now Fez Khan working from behind the net, goes back door. McAuliffe snagged by Rochford. Great job of protecting that near post as Fez Khan had his head up and was just staring that one as he saw McAuliffe skate into the position.
Yeah, great job by McAuliffe just slipping in to position right there from the boards. He took the body and then just ever so slightly drifted into position. No one picked him up.
Heckel's on the draw with Matt Margolis. That one tipped all the way back out of play towards Sun Devils' blue line. Jordan Young there to regroup. Ryan Pate putting on pressure. Heckel taking a slow approach, nearly turned it over. That almost went in the net, and now the net is loose. So it's going to turn into an offensive face-off for Delaware.
Yeah,
a good job there from Pate.
Kind of a dangerous move there from Colin Heckel to try to come back and cut in right in front of the net. Almost turned into a disastrous move.
Pate, Margolis, Redmond, Ustaski, the 4 on the PK right now for Delaware. It's going to be Delinsky, McGinty, Heckel, Jordan Young, and Murphy on the power play for ASU. Quick shot off the face-off. Arizona State looking to get out of their own end. Now they'll finally do so. Here comes Murphy with some speed. Delinsky trailing him. He'll just hold his position as he goes into the zone. Got the pass through 3 sticks of Delaware. There goes a poke check up high on Heckel. That one's going to leave the zone. 30 seconds remaining in the power play chance. Young with a no-look pass. That one's intercepted. Kevin Redmond, his shot. Ooh, taken high off the shoulder blade of Levin. Whistle was blown, though, as it was offsides. Redmond had a wide open spot to work with. Plenty of real estate in front.
Well, 22 seconds left. ASU going to get a change in their power play unit. Levin to skate that one off. You hear Coach Powers downstairs saying you're not working hard. There's a lot of mental mistakes, a lot of sloppy play really to start. ASU once again very lucky to be leading this game as they've been outplayed by Delaware through basically almost a period and a half now.
Udez gets his body tangled up with DeAngelis. Here comes Holstrom near side. He has some room to work. Final seconds of the power play, trying to do it himself with the diving body of Adam Lynch. Breaks up that play before it ever began. Newmeyer and Blumgren both back. Full strength hockey as Bunnell is going back to his bench. A big hit behind on Holstrom. That's definitely going to be a penalty. Well, he came behind on DeAngelis, and they're signaling the interference call right there. So Holstrom's going to the box 2 minutes with 12:56 in the second. That was not a smart play by the Sun Devil freshman forward.
And he's pretending he's not going to get called for a penalty here. He was waiting for the linesman to skate him over there. Is now just like that, back and forth we go here on power play opportunities. And Coach Powers stressed discipline to us about 3 weekends ago, how disciplined he wants his team to be, and if anyone takes boneheaded penalties like the one you just saw right there, they would not be seeing a lot of the ice. So we'll see after this weekend, a lot of penalties for ASU. We'll see what Coach Powers does.
Change.
Yeah.
Interesting play. Roachford all the way out of his net to try to beat Delinsky to it. He sends a pass around. Delinsky with a stick lift, trying to get that puck loose. 15 seconds gone. Redgate skates in towards his own bench. Newmeyer against the boards. Pressure there from ASU. They're just going to try to keep this one against the boards. Heckel now comes in on Redmond. Delaware loses the puck. Now ASU is able to clear. That one goes the full distance. And the Sun Devils will get a quick change. Scott and Chisholm back on the ice together. Zazut has it on the far side of the faceoff circle. Circles it back. Now over to Redmond. No shooting spot for him. Going to try it one more time. That one trying to get a quick pass through. Deflected off the stick of Scott. Almost right into the breadbasket of Alex Guerreri. Back out top of the circle. Wrist shot. Screen was Levin. Not a good shot, though, by Volanino. Had some room if he would have shot it more to the near side post to the left. Now going back out. Levin hits the ice down low. Wound up. Fired! A big block by Chisholm. Nice job as he's got to hobble off the ice. That one's going to hurt as he wore that one right in his lower body. Burkemper able to intercept. Him and Scott coming onside. A quick shot. Rebound was there. Holding on to it with a glove. We'll see if they're going to call a penalty on this one. That one could have been interesting, too, because Redgate covered that puck up momentarily. I think he let go, though, the second he saw Roachford was back in positioning. But that was a good shot by Burkemper as Troy Scott was crashing hard for that rebound, hoping for a shorthanded goal. Didn't get it, though. The Delaware defense helped out.
And Troy Scott and Corey Chisholm both did a great job on that penalty kill. Troy Scott got his body in front of the shooter multiple times and altered some of the shots from the Blue Hens. Corey Chisholm sacrificed his body on a huge block.
Well, that's his biggest role as a Sun Devil, and the reason why he's the extra skater tonight. He does so well with a man down. Skating back is Michael Pyatt. Heckel was trying to give him a run for his money. I should say a skate for his money. Final 5 seconds to go in the Holstrom interference call. Flips into the air. Now we're back to full strength. Levas with it with Bonnell. Now on the backhand, not able to get a shot off. Levin grabs it as the players try to skate with it behind his net. But he wasn't going to give them entry. Interesting from last night to tonight on our stat sheet, or at least our spotting sheet, it seemed to be top part of our page where all the goals was just flooded. The bottom part where the penalties were kind of empty in the first 2 periods. Tonight, vice versa. Lots of penalty minutes for either side. And just that lone goal by Fez Conn at the 5:15 mark of the first to give the #1 team in the ACHA the advantage. Udez trying to ensure Skihan couldn't work towards center ice. Now he goes back to the sideboards to battle. Skihan chases it down, back to the blue line, it works. Michael Pyatt there, Bastone. Bonnell in front. A couple of chances for Delaware. Now it parks loose. Levin had a chance. Now for the diving attempt. That one missed wide, though. All that Lynch had to do was put that one on net. Now Levin looking for the rebound. Finally able to pounce on it. Lots of action. There's the extracurriculars going in front of the cage. Holstrom out there as well. Surprise, surprise, after he's been getting a little bit heated. Skihan and Pyatt were two of the players definitely involved in that one.
Well, I mean, Robert Levin took the brunt of that from his own team, and Jordan Young, who got pushed back and ended up basically right on top of him. Great job by Levin to find it through all the traffic. He had to work hard as ASU struggling right now in this stretch. A pretty bad shift for them. Delaware doing a great job of keeping it in their offensive zone. Lots of pressure. ASU struggling to clear it.
Well, speaking of clearing, Colin Heckel going to try to do more than that. His shot, rebound was there for Murphy. Defense able to push it back to the near side. Now the bench yelling to get back. Heckel comes and bumps the body of Matt Margolis. Good opportunity there for ASU, one of the few they've had this period. Now a chance for Murphy. That one got too far in front of him, though, as it hobbled over his stick. 9 minutes, 10 seconds to go in the second period. Bodies and sticks intertwine at the corner. Shot from Newmeyer. That one blocked off the inner part of the skate of Nicholas Ustaski. McGinty gives one back, takes a slash too. That's the upper part of his thigh. Shot from Norris. That one was blocked before it got through to Rochford. Delinsky pushes that one through. Almost blindsided the sophomore netminder. Now Preckle steps out on the ice with Newmeyer. Delinsky a couple of late pokes as well. As Delaware looks to get it into the zone. Here comes Norris the opposite direction. Moving from left to right. Blocked by the Delaware defenseman Kevin Redman. Redman out of Bernardsville, New Jersey. Shot from Delinsky. That one goes off the blocker and up high. 8 minutes, 9 seconds of the second. Couple of chances in the past few minutes by ASU.
And Patrick Rochford playing extremely well between the posts for Delaware. He's unofficially faced 23 shots tonight. And it stopped every one except for the one by Fetz Khan last night. Noble Tucker struggled, let in a couple easy goals, struggled with rebound control. Completely different goalies really we're seeing from Delaware here tonight.
Levos trying to slap that pass off the backboards, hoping Cooney would be free on the far side. He was not. Preckle takes the body against Volanino. Troy Scott's going to take it off the sideboard. It's just him, though, against three Blue Hens. Throws a shot off, gets the rebound. Good anticipation of throwing that one towards center, hoping a Sun Devil will be home. Levos now gets it stripped and knocked down as two sticks get loose. Both Troy Scott and Alex Guerreri, they're going to call it trip. I think this one maybe go on Scott.
I don't know if it was a trip, really, but
I think they signaled trip.
Go with, yeah, they signaled trip. If anything, I thought it'd be a hook, maybe. I don't. But anyways, I guess someone got tripped up. Huh. I believe with that, ASU might take the lead here on penalty minutes.
Well, it's a tripping call, so 7:31 deep into the second period. Another chance to grab some momentum. Delaware getting a few opportunities. Now would be a time to answer that. And we'll see if they can win the draw to start their offensive attack. Wes Bonnell. That one was cleared by Tempe all the way down. Also, Jordan Young lost a stick again. Him and Tempe back on defense. Heckel and Delinsky, the two forwards, trying for a stick lift on Michael Pyatt. Here comes the Blue Hens, far side. They're going to work. Bonnell waits for it. Now tries to find a teammate. Collides with Heckel. Taken by Arizona State. Going to be kept in, though, by Pyatt. As the senior trying to set up his teammate. Now chased down by DeAngelis. Now it goes all the way down towards Rochford. Interesting play there. Almost a full ice shot. Couple of chuckles coming.
That would have been amazing if it took just a little bit of a funkier hop. That one might have been past Rochford.
Hops up on Levin. The rebound's still there. The Blue Hens have a chance. Now able to grab it. There's a shot on goal for the Blue Hens. Working back in front, trying to get it through to Margolis. That one's going to be cleared. So you saw some pressure, but just a lot of scrambling. 1 minute expired in the Scott trip. A late line change from the Sun Devils. Burkhead with a stick lift from behind. Now Volanino spins out. Blomgren attacks him. Udez there as well. Now working it back around. Ayrton Dorr. Excuse me, that was J.C. Branacasio. And here come the Sun Devils as Udez gets the interception back in his own end. Gets the pass off the Birdcamp for a shot. Trying to go top right corner. Couldn't find it there. Off by about 6 inches. As Udez takes a hack, the Sun Devils will hold on to it. Now send it back down the length of the ice.
This is Delaware's most offensive power play as the head official takes a little spill there with Valenino and Zezut on it.
Well, there's Zezut right now. His shot, that one goes off the paddle of Levin. The rebound's chipped free by Fez Khan. Goes down the distance. Interesting to see Khan going on the PK now. Trying to dice some things up. A big hit there at the end, or at least tried to be, almost was, but hit more of himself against the boards with Tom Cooney.
And he left his feet too.
ASU back to full strength, able to kill off another one. Levin gets a rebound. It was still there on the doorstep. Now pushing for, unable to get it past that red line. A couple of late hacks coming in. I believe that was John Redgate at the last second, and it was. So Redgate had the initial shot. Got it there. Levin thought he had it between his legs. Redgate went all the way around the net and tried to jar it at the last second, but unable to get that goal.
I have no idea how that one didn't go in. Robert Levin.
Hockey God's on his side there.
I was going to say, he can start to count his...
count his blessings,
yeah.
But I'm bumped.
There you go.
Chris Blessing reference, sorry. I'm stupid. Danny McAuliffe trying to pass up ice to Liam Norris. First to it, though, is Kevin Redmond. Here comes the Blue Hens out of their own to wait. A quick shot from Delinsky. Now ASU trying to get some quick ones and unexpected shots on goal, as their pressure hasn't been there like it was last night.
Unexpected, you can say that. Kale Delinsky basically turned around and all in one fluid motion put the shot right on net. Delaware now making a full change, sending a fresh 5 out.
5 minutes to go in this second. Sun Devils with that lone goal back in the first. This could make for a much better finish tonight. This game keeps going the way it has been. Far side flip for the blue and gold.
I think at this point last night we lost control of the booth up here.
Kept in by Adam Lynch.
Tonight we have to stay focused.
Danny McAuliffe at the face-off circle. He cycles around his zone. Now gets it back on a one-timer. Not even close to the net, though, as there were two Blue Hens sandwiching Brett Preckle. There was Pyatt and Skihan. Speaking of Skihan and Pyatt, the two of them just connected to clear that one down towards the red line of ASU. Delinsky's going to grab it at the blue line. Now looks up for the pass with McAuliffe. Down goes behind the net of Roachford. He's going to have to play it as icing was waved off, trying to find his teammate. They do hold on to it. Norris and Delinsky both able to intercept, trying to keep it active in the offensive zone. Newmeyer jumps out onto the ice. That one goes underneath the fan of Pate. And back around. The Sun Devils will throw their second line out. Murphy grabs it. Pressure from Pate behind. Ayrton Dorr clears it back to the neutral zone. Both teams will battle for it. Delaware looking like the sixth team in the ACHA tonight compared to last night. Heckel protecting it. He loses an edge. Puck went in, but there's no way they're going to count that one. Roachford, hopefully he's okay. Gets up immediately. Kind of an awkward tumble he took, too. That's always the worst for goaltenders when you get two skaters coming in awkwardly trying to battle for position. They both lose an edge because there's no place for the goalie to run. He's just going to have to wear it.
He took it well, I think. But Nick,
he was waiting for it.
You mentioned Delaware playing like the sixth team tonight. Kind of go through the rest of the ACHA and how it's shaped up. Minot State fell to number 2. Robert Morris number 4. Iowa State at number 5. And you got Delaware at 6. And rounding up the top 10, you got 7 is Liberty, 8 Oklahoma, 9 Stony Brook, and 10 Lindenwood. So Stony Brook up into the top 10. That's something I don't think I've heard in my 4 years here in Oklahoma, taking quite a fall after last weekend's sweep by the Arizona schools.
Yeah, from 3 to, what are they, 13?
They went 3 to 8.
Okay, it wasn't that drastic.
And then University of Arizona went all the way from about 17 up to 11, which was a big jump there.
Not surprising either. Heckel turns it over at the center ice, but he gets it back. Now he's going to work with Murphy to try to find some offense. The Sun Devil team never has this much trouble offensively. That one held by Rochford as he had to wiggle it out of his pads. McGinty with that last shot. Fewest goals the Sun Devils have had was 2. It was back in that Oklahoma game a weekend ago on a Thursday night, so 8 days ago. And they do it in overtime.
That's the fewest goals they've had. The most they've given up in a game is 2. And Delaware can hang their hat on that, at least last night. It's the second time all season ASU has given up, which it doesn't sound great, but it's the second time ASU's given up more than a goal all season.
This is the 12th game for the Sun Devils. It's going to be the 11th for the Blue Hens. Holstrom peels away from the pressure, tries to go cross ice in the pass. That was an easy pickpocket for Delaware. Offsides, that was the captain too far ahead. Tried to tip a pass back, but kind of caught up in a bit of the snow, and then his skates went a little too far, couldn't stop in time.
Well, Delaware had a chance for a 3-on-2 rush there, just never developed after the turnover, and you can hear some ASU frustration down below, as it's just been a sloppy game all around for them. And we didn't get to view the Oklahoma game, but I can imagine it looks something very similar to this. As Coach Powers referenced that game as the worst game they played all season, yet they still managed to win. I can't imagine what he's going to say after this one.
I think they're one of just 2 undefeated teams still in the ACHA.
As now just going to bring the face-off out. Minot State being the other undefeated
I think
team.
Robert Morris had an overtime loss. So we better be quiet until we double check.
Robert Morris, yep, 8-0-1, I believe. I want to say it was to Adrian that they had that overtime loss.
Sounds right. Either that or Lindenwood. Oh, great move by Delaware. A better defensive play by ASU. Excellent job by Jared Levos as McAuliffe almost had a breakaway. If he could have grabbed that pass. Knocks off and he beat the icing out though. Norris and Dolinsky there on the side to help him out. Levos trying to step up in the slot. This over behind the net. There from McAuliffe. He just missed the net. Now gets it back. Those Sun Devils working the offensive zone. A great defensive play. They always say turns into offensive pressure. Levos, the reason for that. He's going to push around the side of the boards. Dolinsky grabs it. Tips a pass off to Norris. And now Delaware finally regains possession. Interesting minute shift there for both sides. A minute right now in the second period. Scoreless period between the 2 teams. Only 3 penalties in this period, so it's been a very quick one. McAuliffe in on a 3-on-1. He's shot. Rebound was there. Rochford gets a piece of it. As the rebound was there, both Norris and McGinty at center ice, hoping that it would just go a little bit more to the right side of Rochford. So they could have had a chance.
Did a good job using a stick to kind of corral that one in and take it away from the area you were just talking about, Nick. Patrick Rochford playing unbelievable right now.
It's that second sense when you're net. Unofficially, we'll get the official totals after this period, hopefully, but 28 for 29 is his saves tonight. You see the Delaware with 17 shots on goal. The Sun Devils 1 shy of the 30 mark. So this is a game where it's bad to shoot your age, unlike golf, when you get older.
But
Heckel gets involved. Murphy trying to cut back, but it was immediately anticipated by Adam Lynch. Delaware enters the zone, gets the shot off. Got just a piece of the right leg of Levin. Delaware working around. Blumgren might try to hold there, well, he won't. Now it goes back top of the face-off circle above the head of Levin. Back around the final 3 seconds. And that'll do it for the second period. Interesting in terms of momentum, though, because neither team scored. Delaware seemed to take control early of that period. The Sun Devils kind of got some more momentum back towards the end. But there's another back and forth period where Delaware is oh so close to coming through. The difference, though, has to be Robert Levin, as he just does not like to give up goals, as any ACHA team will know. And if you have to face this freshman goaltender, not only this year, but as he matures in his 4-year career, this goaltender may be something special out of Illinois. May go down in the ranks as one of the best ever in this decade. And we'll find out.
They're going into
that's going to change.
We're trying to hear
So
the
17
official.
shots in that period for ASU.
10 for
Delaware.
And really, Nick, it's both goalies, as I think we'll get into it a little more in this third period. Both goalies just standing on their heads right now. Neither one giving up any ground to the other team. And we have the closest game we've had going into the third period here in Oceanside all season long is going to come up in about 15 minutes.
Well, it's going to make for one heck of a showdown in the third. Casey Fie trying to grab.
I don't know. This might be one of those times where she might not get that interview.
It was tough enough to get it. Apparently, she was trying to get Fez Khan because he scored the goal back in the first, but couldn't grab Khan in time, so able to grab Dolinsky.
And I don't think we're going to get an interview from her this period, so the team going back to the locker room. I think Coach Brown is going to have some choice words for his players as they come off the ice. As for ASU, this is the sloppiest home game they've played, but you got to give Delaware credit, Nick.
Yeah.
Because they've played exceptionally well. They just can't find the back of the net against Robert Levin. And then, I mean, their goalie, Patrick Rochefort, is standing on his head. He's not letting anything by either. And very close game going in the third.
It is good. Obviously, Rochefort playing a lot stronger than Tucker did last night. But I mean, the thing is, right now, Mark Zazu, where was he in that second period? Really kind of inactive. The Sun Devils did a good job of getting in his face. I think they're almost realizing if that's the only offense they're going to get is through their captain, then we'll shut down their captain, and good luck trying to find offense elsewhere. So Delaware is going to have to find some different areas of attack besides going to their top 3 scorers this season. They need to find that depth. Somebody needs to step up. Not sure who it's going to be, but I guarantee you the coaching staff is going to be having word with them and saying, who wants to step up? Who wants to try to take this game against the best team in the ACHA? It's right there for them. That's the difference. They're in this game compared to last night. It's a completely different mindset. You mentioned we were kind of checked out in the booth last night because it was like a 6-1 game heading in the same spot. So I guess we'll find out if that's going to change.
Yeah, we really will. I mean, it's going to be a close game. I'm excited. We haven't had, as I mentioned, a game this close in Oceanside all season long. So, hey, going to be an exciting third period. Stay tuned because when we come back, I mean, it's going to be goalie versus goalie coming down to the end of this one.
I like that one. I think the closest game for us also was a 5-1 game against Arizona. So we're just going to be a heck of a finale here for the fans as well. Also, control us out. Take another quick break, but stay tuned for our WCS Intermission report right after this commercial break.
Think about what you imagine yourself doing. Think about what you want your life to do. Think about what you want your life to mean. What we have constructed for you is an institution that is focused on enabling your dream.
Pretty much anything I imagined being able to do at college, ASU has given me those opportunities and I've taken advantage of them.
We have a medley of student, staff, and faculty. The slides actually works to every student's benefit here because whatever you are, there's a place for you here.
It's a nationally recognized college that has international connections. There's so many opportunities for every single student that comes here.
We're not doing science or business or industry or math without an end goal in sight. We have an end goal in sight and we're working towards it.
You're at the place where there's this intense energy focused on you.
ASU is the place where you can come and dream about anything, focus on anything, and move your life forward. If you really want to go to America's fastest, highest energy institution, ASU is the place for you.
Become the voice for those who don't have one. Be the eyes for those who can't see. Listen to the story for those who can't hear. Explore the world so others can as well. Become a journalist. start here. ASU's Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication. Your story begins here.
My love for football, it comes from playing in the street as a kid growing up and just seeing how football, always kept me from going to the bad side in life and doing all the bad things that my cousins did. I'm from a rough neighborhood in Long Beach, California, where Snoop Dogg, Warren G, Nate Dogg, all those guys talk about, 21st and Lewis, that's the actual street that I lived on and grew up on, and just seeing the things that went down on that street and in that neighborhood, the gang violence, the drugs, not knowing where I'm gonna lay my head at some nights, not knowing if food is gonna be for sure, or seeing how easily it could have been for me to slip through the cracks and just give it up and just say, man, I'm done with all this stuff. But at the time, it was just something that just told me, don't go down that path. Your life is set to be way better than what it was dealt. It is like a fairy tale just to be here, and I just appreciate it, and I never take a day for granted. I don't take a class for granted, a free book for granted. The way the Sun Devil family has looked out for me and have really cared about me, not just on the field but off the field, and it's something I never forget, Every time I put on that Sun Devil uniform, I put it on with great appreciation.
Gentlemen, it's time. You've worked very, very hard to get to this moment, and it is now time to show who we are. We are not Tucson. This is Tempe, Arizona. Sun Devils football, gentlemen. The Pac-12, brother. It's time for us to put it on the line and get out there and show them how to tailgate for Sun Devil football. Yeah! Go Devils! Woo! Woo-hoo!
For the second period intermission alongside Allison Cummings and Brett Deckard. I'm Josh Franz. Still 1-0 Sun Devils. Bez Khan's goal in the first period, the only one we've seen here at Oceanside tonight. A very evenly played second period. Brett, who would you say won the second period?
Well, you just said it yourself. It was very even. Both teams had about the same amount of chances. They were challenging goaltenders, but they couldn't get any rhythm going in their offensive zones. Neither team stood out. Obviously, no one even scored a goal. Physical nature kind of calmed down a bit. Both teams, they make mistakes. They both played well, but the thing is, Delaware is really stepping it up tonight, and they're equaling Arizona State on everything: intensity, physicality. It's across the board.
I would agree with that, Brett. No team really did step up that period, but as far as who would win, I'm going to go ahead and say Delaware. I think Delaware won the period just for the fact that they stopped with all the chippiness and physicality and just played hockey. They are ranked number 6. I said this last intermission, they didn't get there playing sloppy, so they're going to come back here in the third period hoping to play like that again, and I think they won the second period.
Well, Allison, what exactly will they hope to play like in the third period? What does Delaware need to do to take this game?
Play it like that. Hold Arizona State's offense. Keep them away from taking shots. Arizona State's incredibly deep, and it's really hard to skate with them for 60 minutes. What they did the second period worked. The physicality is not going to work. Arizona State's not going to respond to it. They found that out last night and in the first period. And last period, they had a really good combination of everything.
Well, Delaware's got to find a way to do something that no other team's been able to do, and that's beat Robert Levin. They can't get anything by him no matter what they put on net. They've got to keep shooting from anywhere. I like the way they're playing. They're still playing physical, but they're playing smart. There's a difference between playing physical and reckless or physical and smart. It's hockey. You're supposed to hit guys. You don't want to end up in the penalty box. They can keep getting on ASU's nerves, maybe get a power play, and that's one of their strong points. And then keep firing the puck, find those open lanes, and get something by Robert Levin. Doesn't matter how it comes, ugly or pretty. They need a couple goals.
So besides Robert Levin being a brick wall in the third period, what do the Sun Devils need to do to extend their lead and hold on to this win?
They need to get things going in the offensive zone. It's weird for us to see this tonight. That chemistry isn't there. There's crisp passing to me. It's almost a cliche now with this team to say they're crisp passing, but my God, it's remarkable the way that puck stays on the ice. They find their teammates, but it's not happening tonight. The Blue Hens are stacking the slot well. They can't get those shots on net. They're not they look frustrated out there. So if they get the chemistry going, stay in the offensive zone, and get better chances on net, they're bound to get something in there.
And for me, I have one word, and that word is momentum. They have to get momentum. Doesn't really matter how. It could be a power play, a hit, I don't know, maybe even a good penalty kill, something. Momentum would be the key for the Sun Devils.
Right. And make sure they need to stay disciplined. They can't react to Delaware's physicality, because that's sure to come back, especially in the third period.
All right, so now we know what both teams need to do to pull out a win in this one. But Allie, what is your prediction? Who does win the third period and is able to get this victory?
You know, Josh, I do say the Sun Devils win the third period for the reason why is consistency. Delaware did say last night that they have a problem playing hard for all 3 periods. So it's going to be a challenge for them moving forward. Do I think they'll play better? Yes. They're in there right now having a little locker room talk. I know for sure they're saying to come back, take a lot of shots, and play hard. But Arizona State, the exact same thing. I'm 100% positive Coach Powers is in there telling him, take shots, get the momentum up. So I do think Arizona State will take it, but do I think it'll be a blowout? No, absolutely not.
Upset alert. Delaware comes all the way across the country. They lose almost in embarrassing fashion last night, 7-2. They're a goal away from tying it up and having a chance in this game. I don't think they want to blow it. They're going to come out, all attack, get a couple goals here. I think it'll happen. I think ASU loses their first game of the season this third period.
Well, bold prediction there, Brett. We'll see just how the third period goes in a few minutes. That'll do it for the end of our second period intermission. For Allison Cummings and Brett Deckard, I'm Josh Franz. We now send it down to Allison Cummings, who talked to Sean Murphy earlier in the week. Let's get to know Sean Murphy.
Hello and welcome into Help Frozen Over. Another get to know you piece with freshman Sean Murphy. I'm Allison Cummings. So the very first question I have for you, Sean, is you made a huge impact here right away when you came. How was that for you?
It was great to be able to come in and play right away and to make an impact as a rookie. Try to gain the respects of the vets and just come in and put points on the board every night. So.
And you're on a line with Colin Heckel and Fez Colin. Last year that was the golden line with senior Dan Stern. He graduated and you're there. How do you like that line?
We were clicking extremely well. We actually were split up last weekend. This weekend I'll be playing with Kale and Cummings. So it's going to be new, but it's going to be exciting. It's always fun playing with new players, so it'll be good.
And you're from North Carolina, playing from the NAHL also. You're coming to the desert in Tempe. What was the attraction for Arizona State for you?
Well, the hockey was the first attraction, and then obviously the schooling. The schooling's a really good school, even though most people don't believe that or realize that. But just talking with Coach Powers, it just made it a really easy decision to come out here.
And what's your major?
Right now I'm undecided. I'm in the business school, but looking to transfer into finance or something like that.
And the business school definitely is a good one. They're hockey players, but they do their work. You'll verify that for me. But you've had time to mesh with the team. How are you liking the team so far?
The team's great. We don't really have any cliques or anything like that, so we all get along just great. So that's always refreshing to come into a team and everyone get along.
And you all have diverse backgrounds coming from all over the map, pretty much. How did you start playing hockey?
I'm sorry?
How did you start playing hockey?
How did I start?
Yeah.
I started playing roller hockey outside with just buddies, and then slowly moved indoor to roller hockey. And then I think I was a squirt when I started playing ice hockey, and then just basically started from there.
All right. And you had a really exciting series against Oklahoma this past week, a huge comeback win against Oklahoma. What went through your mind during that game?
Well, it was a long day of travel. We don't want to make any excuses, but we were tired. We came out a little flat, so we had to battle back. Their goalie played really well. When we got that goal with 50-something seconds left, we felt like we had the momentum, and we took that into the overtime. And then Heckel made a great play and scored, so that was a big win.
So is this overtime win going to come into Delaware this season? The momentum going to carry on?
We hope so. It's definitely nice coming back home after a 5-game was it 6-game road series, 5 or 6?
Yep.
So it's nice after being away for 2 weekends to come home and play some home series.
Okay. And what's your best advice going into this weekend?
We just have to outwork the other team. Whenever we outwork the other team, we always are successful. So as long as we stay disciplined and keep our roots, we'll be all right.
All right. Well, for Sean Murphy, I'm Allison Cummings. Thanks for watching Help Frozen Over.
The band is here for the third and final period of this 2-game series between number 6 and number 1. 1-0 Sun Devil lead. Should be noted too to Austin down in Tucson. The Wildcats having some troubles against the NAU Ice Jacks. 2-2 is that game heading into the third period as well. So we'll see if NAU can pull out the improbable upset against a team that's trying to be top 10 in the ACHA.
For the first time in a long time, I might add. Them up at 11 is the first time in a long time.
Offense going, and Jelinski scores! What a feed by Danny McAuliffe. That's why that top line is one of the best in the ACHA. The chemistry, the execution, the perfection.
It doesn't get any prettier than that. McAuliffe basically put it on his stick. All Kalinsky had to do was stick it out there and deflect it right in. Beautifully done, and a huge momentum swing to start this third period.
So what did Coach Powers say?
I don't know what he said. You tell me.
I'm just making the McAuliffe and Norris, the two of the assists. Almost another chance now for ASU. Diving down is Roachford. There was a thing where, Austin, you're mentioning too at the intermission what Coach Powers was going to say to his team.
I was just going to light him a new one. You think he did that?
No, apparently 20 seconds, not even, is what it took the Sun Devils to score in the third period. That gives them a 2-goal lead. Definitely grabbing the momentum and the energy right away. The big transition there. Norris gives a pass off, but they get a line change, throwing one on. That one held on by Roachford as Murphy will skate around. A good job by doing that because they were caught in a line change. Now they get an offensive draw, and now Heckel, McGinty, Young, and Tempe could join them.
It was very nicely done. Dolinsky now with that goal. He is at 25 points to start this season, leading the ACHA. He's got 9 goals, 16 assists. 25 points, leading this team, leading the ACHA, in line to be an All-American once again. Great kick save there by Tempe to keep it in the zone. Would have been an odd man rush, possibly 2-on-1 if he didn't do that right there.
Minute 30 expired. Sun Devils found some offense. But can and will that be enough? Murphy gets the pass from Young. He's going to try to skate it in himself. Gets tripped up at the blue line, almost offsides. McGinty was not there in time. Heckel now cuts back, has a chance. Patience for the captain. That one's stuffed by Roachford. Great play by the netminder of Delaware. Fantastic job of getting in front of that one.
And they're going to get a hook called on Delaware. Colin Heckel drawing that with the patience there. So now ASU to go to a power play. They're 1 for 3 tonight. Delaware 0 for 4. ASU 1 for 7 last night, so they're currently 2 for 10 on the weekend. So they're their 11th power play of this series. And now Delaware with 15 penalty minutes to ASU's 14.
Tempe at the blue line, gonna have to go back and regroup. You see the 2-minute penalty for Lynch. The Sun Devils will have another power play opportunity. Murphy trying to kick it and stop it to himself. ASU, there comes Heckel. Gives a pass over to Jordan Young. Play developing now. McGinty setting it up through Dolinsky. Backdoor looking for Murphy. Wasn't there. That was tipped into the air. And it just takes a couple of bounces towards center ice. So Young doesn't have to retreat the full distance. Dolinsky takes over possession. Finds a great pass over to Heckel. Heckel peels back away towards the blue line. Gives it to Murphy. Right back to Captain Canada. Winds up, but opts the pass. Now Jordan Young, the two captains at the blue line. There's Brian McGinty, the senior, with a wrist shot. That one's stuffed through traffic as it gets down cleared by Delaware. The Blue Hens will quickly change.
Sun Devils going for a change too. You hear Coach Powers yelling hard off as they kind of nonchalantly skate towards the bench. I think that's something we've seen from the Sun Devils kind of all night. They haven't really seemed to be that urgent really in their play. Kind of a lack of energy maybe, and a really sloppy play all around. Delaware, on the other hand, came out with a ton of energy, applied a lot of pressure. Really stuck in this game with the Sun Devils.
Skating all the way around his net with Danny McAuliffe. Pair of passes between him and Kahn. Back to Tempe, a one-timer. That one goes way high. Oh, the top crossbar of Roachford. Tempe holds in, though. Backhand feed, glove down by McAuliffe. Pressure on top of him with a stick lift. Gets possession right back to the white and gold. And here comes Fez Kahn back to full strength, though, as Tempe trying to get back to make sure they don't have an easy pass to get that one out. So another missed opportunity for ASU on the power play. will hurt their numbers after this weekend. Levos looking to get it back out through Preckles. Still with it is Delaware. Here comes Patrick Udez. Now he has some room on the far side. Pushing it ahead. Gets tripped up there. And the stick got caught around his thigh. Gets right back up, though, as he spins back onto his feet. Burkemper there to help Lynch as well. Delaware's going to win the battle. Deflected up and out of play. I think Levos, the one was on his stick before the pass got to Volanino. So 5 minutes just about expired in the third. Sun Devils up 2-0. Oceanside, though, kind of quiet. I think it's just because it's so, oh, never mind. There goes the band. But before that, it was pretty, almost like eerie, like Sun Devil fans were focusing on the game. Yikes, bless you, as you almost sneezed off your headset.
I didn't think it came over the mic. I tried to escape as quickly as I could.
It didn't, but I just had to say it to embarrass you.
Thank you. Took a huge sneeze up here. It's the most activity I've had all night.
Burkemper and Holstrom applying pressure. This one back. Now taken over by Ayrton Dorr. Dorr gets it out through his teammate. The assistant captain passes up by to Pyatt. So from one assistant to the other. Now Blumgren gives chase. Far side. Udez gets the loose change. Here come the Sun Devils. The pass goes off the boards. Right to Drew Newmeyer. Couldn't have asked for a better feed off the boards. Burkemper gets it back. Looking for Holstrom. It was there. The two of them set that one up as they went back and forth 2 times before finally getting that offensive play in perspective. Bonnell with it behind the net of Levin. Delaware approaching 20 shots on goal.
Whew, I don't know how Lynch kept that one in the zone there. Heard ASU's bench calling for off.
Crafty.
Tempe getting tangled up with Pate.
And nobody's going to even win this war, as they're going to have to whistle it dead. So we'll have a face-off in the offensive zone for Delaware. They're going to get a change, so some fresh legs coming out as well. Matt Margolis, one of them. Looks like they're going to keep Ustaski. Redmond, DeAngelis, and Pate. Young takes it off the face-off. Goes back the other way, almost turns it over right at the side of the crease. Kahn on a skate race now to beat it to Nicholas Ustaski. Again, only 3 players on this Delaware team have more than 10 points. The 4th best has 8. That'd be Kevin Redmond. The Sun Devils completely opposite of that. And 6 players already in double digits point totals this season. Skied into the air by Tempe, but there's the whistle. So 13-27 in the final period of regulation.
Well, around the rest of the WCHL this weekend, you got number 20 Colorado State. They took care of Colorado, we're looking at last weekend, not this week. They took a Colorado 3-2. Number 8 Oklahoma, as we mentioned, they lost to ASU and lost to U of A, so they dropped completely in the WCHL rankings.
See one of the finals there, Minot State and Colorado State, 9-4 in favor of the Beavers. So there's the team that the Sun Devils just hopped in the rankings. Put on their bunny ears. But no Easter egg hunts this time.
You look at the WCHL standings, ASU leading that. They're 3-0 in the WCHL. They have 8 points in the WCHL. WCHL only goes off of standings of the teams they've played in the WCHL, so outside of that, it really doesn't matter.
Dolinsky's shot got blocked off the back. Even though they played those 2 games against U of A, that was not a WCHL series. It will be, though, I believe, in December when they go down to Tucson, then back here in January.
That's because they only get 4 games that really count in the WCHL. The other 4 just count as outside non-conference games.
Well, next up is going to be a pair of division games with Colorado State and Colorado. That's coming up next weekend. Tumbling down is Redgate. They're going to get a penalty on the Sun Devils. This one's going to be a holding call.
And it looks like it's going to be on Brett Blomgren. So now Delaware, their 5th opportunity on the power play tonight. They have not capitalized all weekend, as they were 0 for 5 last night, 0 for 4 currently here tonight. ASU's penalty kill remains extremely strong.
Tip down, Levin can't find it. That one past him. They say he scored. There's the signal. Delaware with a quick power play goal. That one brings it within 1, and a great job off the faceoff. Not even sure they're going to credit that one. I believe it actually might be Zezut, so saying, or excuse me, Mark Zezut with the goal. We'll find out officially, but he was definitely involved in it. Not sure if we'll get the final say, but in the second period, wondering where he is. Well, there it was. Just took him on a power play opportunity to get it.
No, and they give it to Guerreri, so Guerreri credited with it. I don't know how you figure that one out, to be honest, throughout all of that.
So Zezut gets the assist. So in the third period, just a little over 12 minutes, Delaware making this one interesting again.
And we are in for a wild ride to finish out the last half of this period. Momentum now back in favor of Delaware. As you see Lynch throw one on net.
Opportunity there.
They have found their confidence.
Oh, good job, too, by all the forwards there of Delaware. Levin gives up the rare rebound. They are literally on top of him. Quick shot. Heckel, the rebound was there as well. Wow, that one was like a spinorama from Murphy, but it was the other way. He did it
with no call, really.
I meant to say spinorama is in like a rolly. What are you doing?
Yeah, somersault.
Somersault.
That's
there
what
it
you're
is.
looking for. But yeah, he got tossed there. I don't think he was anywhere near the puck. So heard ASU bench has grown after that one. As you can see, Delaware now just playing with a ton of confidence, a lot of fire, a lot of energy. They know this is right in the balance.
Zezut looking to go backdoor. Now Redmond throws one towards net. That one hit a Sun Devil skate, goes back to the boards. Picked up by Skihan, trying to get it back out. There's Mark Zezut, the captain. Sets up, wide open lane. He missed the shot. That was a chance from Ustaski, who's playing deep into the zone. A perfect feed to set that one up. Sun Devils just trying to get it out. This looks like the Delaware we saw to start this game back in the first. If they could end it as strong as they began it, they could easily find the equalizer in the coming minutes. 10 minutes, 40 seconds just passed. That one pushed from the near corner. Redmond's going to chase it down. Holstrom trying to get it back out. And ASU's able to get it out of their own defensive end. Holstrom comes in with Murphy. That one gloved down. Shot was off the net, though, as it would have went behind the goaltender.
And an interesting line out there right now. I don't think it was planned to be that way, but Murphy was left out there with Holstrom and Burkemper. So I don't know if Coach Powers switched things up in the third period at all. I don't think he did.
Percussion trying to get energy back for Sun Devil fans. McAuliffe, Norris, Dolinsky back out, so regardless, that line didn't change.
That line's right, yeah.
Getting tossed was Michael Pyatt, so stepping in his place in the face-off circle was Wes Bonnell. McAuliffe over to Norris, looking to go Dolinsky. Diving in front was Rochefort. Those three almost had another goal, and they're almost all through their sticks. Dolinsky was maybe 6 inches on top of the crease, had his stick in a good position for a deflection, got it off, but it was right in the body of Rochefort. McAuliffe takes it off the face-off, cycles behind the net, trying to get to Dolinsky, but this one might be going back out the new minor, and there it goes. Cross ice, over to Blomgren, now centering feed for Dolinsky. That one almost hopped over the shoulder of Rochefort. Rebound was there. Sun Devils couldn't jump on it in time. They have to go back to the blue line to regroup. Deflected off Dolinsky on the shot from Blomgren. Kept in by Newmeyer far side, able to bounce it off his back. And now Norris holds as he gets slammed into the boards by Ryan Pate, the junior from Pennsylvania. Fez Khan trying to kick it to himself. Now a timing effort. As Cooney back out on the ice, Sun Devil fourth line back out. Getting tripped up was, Scott tripped up his man, lost his stick though, let go of it. So Good thing he did. Smart heads up play. That would have been a tripping call if he didn't. If he held on to that stick. Breckel battling with it. Lost it though. Now Kahn, fortunate he gets it back for his team. Ustaski was deep.
Right,
not Ustaski. It was
right now,
Margolis.
Delaware shortening up their changes, quicker changes, trying to keep legs fresh out there.
Cooney goes in. That one knocks him down. Taken right back. Well, just allows them to go for more speed. A couple of hard, quick shifts. They don't want to wait till the final 2 minutes of the period to find the tying goal if they can. Floats one on towards Roach for actually good play there by Cooney as he skates off because it gives the Sun Devils a chance to change. Get a fresh 5 and an offensive face-off draw.
And now Murphy's back out there with his original line. Now let's go back to that goal, Nick. That very odd goal, as I should have eaten my words when I was talking about the power play going 0 for Delaware, but Robert Levin really couldn't do much about that. Such a weird goal, took such a weird hop. He's been so sound in net. And you know from talking to Coach Powers, he beats himself up every time he lets in a goal, even in practice. So gotta wonder what kind of toll that will take on him, even though it was an extremely odd goal the way it bounced in.
Levin comes in at the best save percentage, the best goals allowed in the ACHA. Said that one wrong, but save percentage is up there in top 5 as well. He was at a 98% coming into this game.
He's actually leading with save percentage as well.
Tied for first with Torrey Caldwell of Central Oklahoma and also Wyatt Waselenchuk on the USA national team for ACHA and also Minot State with 3 shutouts this season. Speaking of the U.S. national team in the ACHA, 3 Sun Devils are going to be a part of that this year. All obviously American-born players for playing for Team USA. So Danny McAuliffe, Brian McGinty, and Jordan Young are the 3 early selections. Coach Powers thinks maybe 1 or 2 more will be selected by the time those roll around during the school's winter breaks. The reason they go with the ACHA is because the NCAA still plays games, and the NCAA doesn't want to agree to them because they want to have fresh legs for their Frozen Four and beyond.
A very cool opportunity for those players. We have, surprisingly, no one has been selected since we've been here the 4 years, so it's going to be a great opportunity.
And there's 3 in this year. I know Thomas Kreisel, a Navy forward. Or no, Ohio forward, I believe. Sorry, maybe not Navy. Mentioned Waselenchuk in net. He's the first goaltender announced. A couple of guys from Lindenwood as well. Should be a good team. And lots of talent in the ACHA. They've also yet to win it, so maybe the Sun Devils could help them out in that regard. Colin Heckel comes into the zone, stick to side, as it was won by Redmond. He's been playing a ton of shifts tonight. Delaware trying to start the break. Taken back by ASU. Sean Murphy sets a man up. That one just wide. A good opportunity for Arizona State. McGinty can't bury it. Great feed from Murphy, looking for his second assist. Deflected by Udez, going to try to chase it down. Doesn't get there in time, though. His second man to it.
See if Holstrom can get the puck in some space. A little shake and bake action that we saw from him last night worked. See if maybe he can get another one tonight and give the Devils a more comfortable lead than they have right now in the final minutes.
Blumgren with a no-look pass. That went right to the Delaware skater. Udez has to help out Holstrom, being a little lackadaisical on this shift. Bergkemper there as well. Out of the zone it goes. Bergkemper trying to get it right back, though. Coming back with Holstrom and Udez. Touch up on sides. Redmond on top of Bergkemper. Now helping him in the mess is Michael Pyatt. ASU still with it. Backdoor looking for Holstrom. Never got there. A couple of active sticks in front. Preckle at center ice waiting for the puck to be cleared. Now it goes opposite side, though, and there's the clearing attempt. That's going to be an icing, though.
I have no idea why.
Bono never got a piece of it, and then also went right through J.C. Brenacasio.
Somebody got a piece of that one. I don't know. Maybe it wasn't a Delaware player, but it definitely hurt. It hit a stick as it was coming across the blue line. So you saw Delaware players with their hands up.
Maybe they thought it was their sticks colliding.
Maybe, yeah.
rather than a puck on stick, although the two make different sounds, but maybe tough to hear down there too. When you get the band in the background, if they were playing during the play, it'd be hard to hear. Puck goes behind the net of Rochefort, trying to go and find Danny McAuliffe. They couldn't though. Norris with a long poke check. Hopping over Preckle was Guerreri. Has the lone goal for Delaware. He got it with just over 12 minutes to go in the third. Here comes Arizona State in the attack. It's going to be Delinsky. Drops one back. Preckle over to McAuliffe. He was looking for one more pass. That one was actually blocked by Rochefort, but it was about to go Delinsky to Preckle to McAuliffe, back to Delinsky. Now gloved down by Levin. As charging in was Leo Skihan. And now extracurriculars going again. 3 Sun Devils shoving on West Bonnell. Now Felton, Delaware. Bonnell's been
and now's not a good time for either team to have someone go to the box, so we'll see how this turns out. Because right now it's going to be Preckle, and it might only be Preckle, which that's not good if it's only Preckle right now, and I think it is. And that with 5:25, that is not what you want if you're the Sun Devils. You're up 1 right now. You got to go down a man now. Yes, they play some of their better hockey, as we saw last night, a man down, but you're taking a key defenseman out.
Well, it goes back to the point you mentioned with Powers earlier and how he wants to pre-discipline. And the one guy who's had a target on his back for discipline, quote-unquote, issues has been Preckle.
Well, that's not even in the box quite a lot. It wasn't as big as this, though.
He almost reminds me a little bit of like a last year's Charwa, kind of just or last year's Clark even, just reacting more with his body than with his with the sense of where the game is.
Yeah, I
mean, tripped up big time there was Alex Tempe.
Any other time in this game, that penalty wouldn't be as bad, but towards the end, and you're up 1.
Working around the zone efficiently. 30 seconds expired, though, in the Preckle penalty. Sending it deep is Redmond. Now on the side of the fake-off circle. Back to Zazut. Volanino trying to get there. Here's a breakaway chance. A good feed from Delinsky. Get out. It's just Heckle and Rochefort. A head fake stuff. What a great save by Rochefort. That one's going to be highlight reel material. The captain getting robbed. You saw the head fake. Thought he was going to go right. Rochefort read it perfectly and slid opposite direction and right on top of Heckle's move as he's pretty quiet going back off to the bench. Un-Heckle-esque. As typically he's going back, Turber at least showing some expression. That time, Rochefort knocked the expression out of him.
Unbelievable save there by Rochefort. Highway robbery, as Nick Lukowski used to say.
The lights were flashing, but the handcuffs were not on. Udez trying to do what Heckle couldn't moments ago. He skates in. His shot not on net, but just trying to do something. Burkemper and Udez take the puck right in front of the bench of Delaware. 45 seconds ago in the power play for Delaware.
Here's Zezut there chirping his own teammates when they lost the puck there, saying, we are on a power play, let's go.
Well, they're not showing sense of urgency. Now maybe they will. Zezut trying to get too fancy. Newmeyer will take that and say thank you. And they'll get a fresh 4 out. Here comes Tempe, Scott, Chisholm.
Coach Powers
Tempe out there.
Putting his best penalty kill unit out there for the final 30 here.
Now under 20 seconds. Play back to the right side of your screen. Lost in that corner. Now found by Redgate. Delaware needs to pick up the pace here and get a couple chances. They aren't going to get it. It was blocked off the knee of Newmeyer. Great job, and now they're going to clear it. Both Scott and Chisholm will come back to the bench, back to full strength, as Preckle will skate off from the benches, from the penalty box to the bench as well. But here comes West Bonnell. He scores! Beats Robert Levin, glove side, and right after the penalty expired, Delaware ties this one up. There's the theatrics we were expecting in the third. All of a sudden, this game, more than interesting.
Well, so the first time this game's been tied the whole game. ASU has had a 1-goal lead. They nursed it. It wasn't on that power play, but you can basically say the power play played a big effect on that, as Preckle was just coming out of the box, just got back to the bench. when that goal was scored, and you see Robert Levin as he hung his head on that one, because I don't think he really thought he should have let that goal go in there right there, but he did, and now with 3 minutes, 2-2. And we'll see which team wants it more now here in Oceanside.
I'll love it when they kind of listen to our advice, saying somebody's got to step up beside Zazut and Volanino and Redmond, and even Redgate. And who is it? It was Guerreri scoring his first goal of the season, and that last one by Bonnell was his third.
But now if you're ASU, you do have to watch for Zazut, who could easily step up in a big time here. He's been in the spotlight before. He's been on a national championship team. He definitely knows how to finish a game.
McAuliffe's shot was blocked. Here comes Delaware. Seemed like they lost urgency there, and right when they needed it the most. Oh, a little hop there. That was going to be an icing call, though. Levos beats it out. But right when they needed a little burst of energy to get back in this game, they didn't get in the power play. I don't know where Delaware's minds were, but the Sun Devils just killed that one flawlessly. And then right afterwards, he found some room, and Levin caught a bit out of position, a little bit too far out of his crease, trying to be bigger. But it was just picking the spot by Bonnell, and it worked out very well.
Like I said, it wasn't the power play that they scored on, Nick, but you can still kind of blame the power play. I mean, it was right as Preckle got back to the bench. And
that's true.
It was right towards the end of it. ASU wasn't completely set defensively.
It's
didn't
in
really
the
have their
awkward
fifth guy on. There was an
shift.
awkward moment, yeah. And that's when they managed to score right at that moment.
Especially when plays going back to the offensive zone of Delaware. Sometimes you have to wonder if it's almost better just keep Preckle out there for another minute just till they get it back. And a late stick comes in from Blumgren. That one able to break it up momentarily. The 2-minute mark approaching. This one could be heading to overtime. We'll find out if no team can score. 2-2 tie. Delaware with 2 goals both in this period. Again, the back-to-back nights of scoring 2 goals against the Sun Devils. They did it once against D'Elia, now tonight against Levin. Taken by Murphy. Murphy's going to have to go back and battle with Ustaski. Knocked down on his knees. Sun Devils digging for it.
Well, ASU's been in this situation before. It was in Oklahoma last week. They were actually down 1 in this situation. They scored with 50 seconds left to tie it to force it to overtime, and they won it there. It was Colin Heckel who won it. So they've won games like this before already this season. See if they can do it again or if Delaware can pull it out.
Delaware cuts back, 1:30 to go in regulation. Zazut has on his stick, top of the face-off circle, goes high. Tempe stood in front. That one might have got a piece of the netting above the glass, so they say it went out of play on the deflection. So an offensive draw again for Delaware. It's going to be that top line out there. Volanino, Zazut, and Redgate. The defensive pairing is also 2 strong players, Guerreri and Branacasio.
And you got timeouts. They could come into play here.
Ooh, right up high on Levin. That one almost sneaked past him. Both teams' top lines on the ice right now. Here's a chance for Dolinsky. It's just him and Branacasio. Dolinsky looking to go 5-0, held on by Rochefort. That is cleared towards the neutral zone. A minute right now remaining in the third. Redgate on top of the crease. Knocked down, though, by Young on his stomach. Able to clear it and still find a lane to get to Dolinsky. He'll try to chase it down.
The best guy to finish us in this situation, the Energizers are Bunny, Cale Dolinsky. Coach Powers might, here he comes, never mind. He's not staying on the ice. Taking the words out of my mouth.
Before he could even say them. Levin goes off the side of his stick. That one kept in, though, at the blue line by Branacasio. Sent back deep. Now a chance from Margolis. He's pinned against the boards by Tempe. Stepping in, trying to help him out. DeAngelis, Marcello DeAngelis. Doesn't get help from the blue line, though. McAuliffe grinning as he was trying to grab that one. Have a breakaway opportunity. Awkward bounce and a Delaware hop. Tempe almost loses an edge, looking for a deflection through traffic, final seconds, and that'll do it for regulation. But what a finish, and more hockey to come. A 2-2 game as we're going to take a quick break with these two teams. 5 minutes overtime hockey, and we'll go to a shootout. We'll keep it here.
Only 2 minutes on that clock.
Very, very interesting finish, and talk about a great goaltender battle tonight. Patrick Rochefort for Delaware. You said it was going to be goalie versus goalie. It turns out both of them had some mistakes in that period. 2 for Levin, 1 for Rochefort. just can't really call them mistakes, but they allowed
two blips, you could say. And,
not necessarily their fault, more good offensive plays.
Yeah, we're just not used to seeing it from Robert Levin, and Rochefort has been solid, only allowing 2, 1 in the first, 1 here in the third. It almost felt like a clinching goal, though, when ASU got that one early in the third. It came not even 20 seconds in when Dolinski put it into the back of the net. 2-0, and then Delaware steps up finally on their 5th power play opportunity. It was Guerreri who found the back of the net, and then Bonnell, tied it up here with 5 minutes really to go.
Well, another interesting ending with 9 minutes to go in the third period. Arizona takes a 3-2 lead
against NAU. And we'll see who they're throwing out there. 30 seconds left to go. The goalies have to switch sides. So Levin, who didn't even come back to the bench, he stayed in net. That whole
he did a little bit.
Really. Yeah,
he came for about maybe 20 seconds, maybe to say some word. I don't think that's the kind of point where you just leave the goalies alone. Yeah. They're already in there. They got their.
They're in their own heads.
They're doing fine, especially with 2 goals allowed apiece. It's pretty good offense here, but it's going to be Levos, Heckel, Kahn now joining back on Heckel's line, and Prekel.
And it's going to be
for Delaware, it's Zazut, Volanino, Ustaski, and I think that is Redmond far side. Yes, it is. I had to make sure it was Redmond and not Redgate.
So you got the 2 assistant captains and the captain out there for Delaware.
Zazut dangles his way in. What a shot from Zazut, trying to do it all himself. Nearly did it. They always say give it to the captains when it comes to the clutch situations. Holy smokes, he just weaved his way through there.
And due to ACHA rules, it's going to be 4-on-4 hockey for 5 minutes. After that, it goes to a shootout. ASU in the past has been good with more open ice. Last year's team was extremely good when it came to 4-on-4 hockey. Haven't really gotten to see it this year as much.
Michael drops a pass. Interesting there. Zazut was right on top of him. Prekel skates into the zone. Now room for ASU to work. Fezcon shot. That one kicked aside. Taken over by Prekel. He's going to have to circle back around. Levos back at the blue line to help. Heckel trying to cut back towards center. No lane to get through there. Is right on top of that was Volanino. Glove down by Levos, but back in the neutral zones across the blue line. Prekel chips it ahead. Heckel one leg in, one leg out of the zone. As we'll go back to the bench. Dolinski, McAuliffe, Young back out for ASU. Bonnell jumps on the ice for Delaware. Now he has it on his stick. Tempe, the man in front of him, trying to battle. And it's a junior on freshman matchup. Young spins away from that one, gives it back over to Tempe. Plenty of room for him to work. Minute 30 expired in overtime. Alex Tempe muscles his way into the zone, leaves it for Dolinski. Turned over though, and good anticipation from Delaware. McAuliffe tried to take it right back. He would have had a breakaway chance of his own if that one worked out. Dolinski trying to break up the pass, didn't work there. Shot from Branacasio gets stopped 2 feet in front of him. Now here comes McAuliffe. It's off to a race as he's trying to beat on a man. Hit up high as he tried to slow up in time to avoid that collision. Couldn't do so. Guerreri took him out. Young has it back at his own blue line. Young, McGinty, Blumgren, and Murphy for ASU. Guerreri, Branacasio, Redgate, and Pyatt for Delaware.
A lot of back and forth right now. Not many shots actually on net. As really both offenses couldn't set up.
Redgate was denied entry, a saucer pass. Great feed over the ski hand. That was a perfect setup by Delaware in the offensive zone. No Sun Devil defense in front. Now trying to stuff it past Levin. Puck was still loose, but a quick whistle there. Now some extracurriculars come as well. And a fist was, at least the arm kind of flew through with John Redgate. He tried to shove off Brett Blumgren. No penalties, though, after that one. It's broken up very quickly. Both teams now going to have to play discipline. Don't want to have 4 and 3 for the remainder of overtime. So back to the top line for Delaware.
And for ASU.
Valenino on the draw with Heckel, wins it back to Zazu, try to get a shot off. Great anticipation by Fez Khan. Zazu was thinking shot the entire way. Khan broke it up before he even had the chance to really collect his thoughts. Heckel tried to kick it to himself, gets it back, Fez Khan over to Heckel, scores! Captain wins it for Arizona State. Fez Khan, a perfect feed. Heckel buries it. Sun Devils win with 2 minutes left in overtime to remain undefeated.
And a little hockey god luck as Delaware overskated that puck, left it for Fez Khan. Perfect feed to Captain Canada, and he does it once again. You wouldn't expect anything less from Colin Heckel and this ASU team.
Well, making that change overnight, Coach Powers making all the right calls of putting Fez Khan in that fourth line. He got the first goal of the game on the power play, comes back, puts him back with Heckel because they know how well those two work together on the special teams. And right there showing an exact example why he made that call. Fez Khan grabs that puck and a great interception, individual effort himself, unselfish play too by the junior. Looks up, realizes Captain Canada's shifting right over to a perfect spot, and Heckel buried it top shelf. I believe he got a post as well. Couldn't have picked a better shot. Roachford actually had pretty good read on it as well. The only spot Heckel would have scored would have been very top right, as both Roachford had his glove and his pad down low. So Heckel had to lift the puck, and obviously the captain, with all that offensive skill, made it look so easy.
Unbelievable finish, and very lucky that both Delaware skaters really overskated the puck there. They basically left it behind them, and Fez Khan was trailing behind. So was Heckel, as they were both kind of late in getting back, but it ended up working out. And now we got Casey Fier down there. This time we got Danny McAuliffe inside the boards, so I don't think we're going to have any Zamboni issues, so good thing we've solved that problem. And we're going to go to her now with Danny McAuliffe.
Danny, after having to sit out last night, what was it like for you to come into this game tonight and try and make a difference out on the ice?
Oh, it was great. I felt like I was away from the game for years. It was just one game, but it was fun to get back with the team and get a good win.
Now on a night when goals aren't flowing quite so easily, what was the key to winning this game?
Just battling through. I think the ref might have been wearing a blindfold tonight, so we had a little adversity getting the bad calls, but we battled through it and we found a way.
Thanks, Danny.
Thanks.
Coach, a huge change in the score from last night to tonight. What do you think was the difference in these games?
I think Delaware just played like Delaware. They're a really good hockey team. They're a national contender. They're they've got something we don't. They've got a national championship ring, and they played like it tonight. So hats off to them. It could have gone either way.
Now tomorrow you guys are going to take on NAU. What are you hoping to get from that game?
Just another win. We're just going to keep trucking along. This keeps them honest, and hopefully they'll come back tonight or tomorrow a little more focused.
Do you think the guys feel a certain level of pressure playing as an undefeated team?
I don't think so. No, I think we embrace that. I think that's what we want. We expect to win every game we play, and hopefully it keeps up.
Sounds good. Thanks, Coach. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Casey. And you just heard Power say it after the milestone win he had a while ago, saying that he has the ring.
As we're trying to get situated up here. The band is just keeping things going here after the win. They're the last ones left in this stadium.
See him go crazy. I kind of lost there too. Saw percussion sticks go flying over there from the bass guy. He's going to keep it in control. I think he's pumped. Sun Devil fans certainly have to be too, but sorry. What I was trying to say was that collection. He's exactly right. I can't tell you how many times. I think Coach Powers goes to sleep and says championship ring, championship ring, championship ring. Because he comes in, he always tries to work that into it, and he knows that Delaware's a team that's done that, and he just wants to have one just to show that his team could do it, and that after all that hard work he can get there. And tonight was a big example of that. And 2 scares for the Sun Devils this season. One on the road against Oklahoma that went to overtime. They won that one. Guess who did it too? Colin Heckel in the final minutes. Tonight, again, Colin Heckel, that time 2 minutes and change remaining, but still the captain with 2 humongous overtime goals, giving this team some momentum and saying, you know what, even when the games are close, we could still come out on the right side of that as they improve to 12-0 this season. Delaware is going to fall to 8-3 after tonight's loss. But Austin, just talk about how big of a win this is for the Sun Devils going forward with the Ice Jacks tomorrow, and then also just the rest of the schedule coming up.
Well, I mean, first off, going to the Ice Jacks tomorrow, they gave U of A a scare down in Tucson, so look, it says trap game all over it, so they have to be careful coming into tomorrow. But look, Delaware played a great game. You heard Coach Powers say it. This was the real Delaware we saw tonight, and they're really a number 6 team, and they showed why tonight. Patrick Rochefort might have got himself the starting job in net after this performance. It's been a 3-man rotation for Delaware up until this point, really, with each goalie getting equal time. I mean, he played out of his mind tonight. He might have earned himself a starting job for the rest of the season. But look, ASU, they didn't play that well on their end. It was pretty sloppy for most of the game. They did get their shots, though. Rochefort just stopped them. So, I mean, just taking away the perseverance, finding a way to win.
Yep.
And we got a Captain Clutch. I don't know if we can call him Captain Canada anymore because
Captain
now
Clutch Canada?
Yeah, we're going to have to figure something out because 2 weeks in a row in overtime, he seals the deal. And he just looks so calm when he does it. You kind of just know, and he knows, hey, the game's on my back. I'm going to finish this one for the team. And he's always the one who does it. It's either him or Cale Dolinsky. You can count on one of those two. Usually to end the game, it was Colin Heckel tonight, and hey, a big win. But they got to be careful tomorrow. Finish out the weekend because it's going to be busy the next couple of weeks. 3 games in a 3-game series, basically. The next 2 weeks after this one, a lot of hockey to be played with a lot of good teams coming in.
Well, it's always interesting, too. It seems like the seniors of the class that kind of stepped up and really have made their mark. But it's going to be one the Sun Devils can be at least thankful for and happy for and proud of, and they'll be able to work off it. But my question is, imagine if those suspensions were for tonight's game when they had a full rest of Delaware team. This game could have been very, very interesting. But either way, Sun Devils on top, 3-2 victors in overtime. For the entire staff of the Cronkite Sports Network, Ryan Hess, technical producer, Casey Fan, interviews and on TD duties, Matt Seaman on camera, Brett Decker, Allison Cummings, Josh Franz bringing you an intermission report. This guy, handsome fella, Austin Controlis, and Nick Merrick on the call.
Too kind.
Thank you for joining us. We will see you again tomorrow night against the Ice Jacks, but don't go away just yet. You got to hear about this post-game report. It's going to be one to remember.
Hi, my name is Jasmine Roth, and I'm a senior defender from West Covina, California on the women's soccer team. I am studying biochemistry, and I'm also a member of the Barrett Honors College at ASU. Education gives you power and knowledge, and with that you can improve the world and stuff, so that's always been important to me. Being a part of the Barrett Honors College, people think you're nerds and crazy, but that's the fun in it. It creates a small sense of community in this large university, and you also have very dedicated professors who want to teach you these critical thinking skills. I have a presidential academic scholarship, so it's one of the top academic scholarships that you can have here at ASU. The scholarship means to me is that somebody actually believes in you and they want you to improve the world. They're giving their money to you to actually get your education to improve the world and come up with solutions for the world's problems. These past 2 summers, I've had an internship at TGen, which is a research institute in downtown Phoenix. Out of 500 applicants, I was actually chosen twice for 2 summers to be part of the 45 Helios Scholars. Once I graduate, I know I want to go into eye health. I'm really passionate about eyes because I've had tons of eye problems. I've had to wear sports goggles my sophomore year playing soccer here, so that's really inspired me to want to go on and help people with their vision.
When you support AID, you're doing more than supporting the programs you love. You're supporting possibilities. You're making sure there's a place for independent voices, ideas, and perspectives. You're opening children's minds, helping them discover who they are and what they can be. You're giving everyone the chance to find inspiration from the arts. And you're opening doors to the wonders of the world. To discover more, experience more, be more. Support possibilities. Support Arizona PBS. Thank you.
How do we educate in a rapidly changing world?
How can we create a sustainable way of life?
How can we teach peace?
adversity. Rise to the challenges before us.
What a finish here at Oceanside Arena. Colin Heckel with the game winner in overtime gives the Sun Devils a 3-2 victory over Delaware. Every time the Sun Devils need to make a play late in a game at an important time, it looks like Colin Heckel is there. That's why he's captain candidate for this ASU team. Brett, what can you say about his performance tonight?
Well, it was certainly gutsy. I'm not sure if you could see it out there, but sometime in that third period, some knee, leg injury, we'll call it lower body as a hockey term, it locked up. He couldn't use that leg, and there was times going to the corner, it almost looked as if he looked lethargic out there and he just couldn't skate and use that leg. Comes through, plays through it, comes up with that huge goal. That's why he's the captain of this team. Gutsy puts that example out there. Captain Canada for you.
And who is Colin Heckel? I mean, Mr. Overtime? I mean, I thought I was back watching the Oakland game again, but Oklahoma, excuse me. That's how riled up I am right now. But, you know, Colin Heckel, he's the type of player where when the team needs some sort of momentum, some sort of energy shift, he always brings it to the table. And Fez Khan does a good job paired up with Colin Heckel. So I think that's just classic Colin Heckel. I don't really have much to comment on. That was just, wow.
Wow sums it up, just about all of it, Allie. And the Sun Devils won this game 3-2, but I don't know if it was a game that they necessarily deserved to win. Brett, what do you think?
Well, certainly they deserved it. Just the fact that any game you win, you deserve to win. But really, they can't be happy about it. Coach Powers certainly won't be happy about it. This isn't the performance you want to put up against of a team that's this caliber that can beat you. The win-loss doesn't matter. It's a learning experience. It's a character win, as Coach Powers said about last week's Oklahoma overtime victory. But you can't be proud of this one.
When Delaware came back, it suddenly became Arizona State's game to lose. Delaware had the momentum on their side, and they had it in the bag, so they thought. They celebrated like they won the whole game for their first goal, but hey, Arizona State came back strong again, Colin Heckel's behalf.
Yeah, it seemed like everybody came through in the clutch tonight as ASU was able to put this one away. Once again, 3-2 in overtime. What a finish here at Oceanside Arena. That'll do it for our post-game show. For Allison Cummings, Brett Deckert, and our entire production crew, I'm Josh Franz. Thanks for watching this WCSN production of ASU Hockey. Remember to join us tomorrow night as these Sun Devils take on NAU at 7:30. That'll do it.